I'm going to start that over.
What happened?
I have this on loop.
Oh, the song? Oh,
I had the song on loop.
The
Sorry,
song was
everybody.
looping. Technical difficulties. That's what you get. We're live.
We're
This is
live.
live. The sausage is being made.
We're gonna do that thing again, everybody. No, psych. Okay. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Here we go.
Xbox showed up in a big way. Not just a little way, but a big way. A huge way. They came and they said, yep, that's right. We are Xbox and we're on the upswing. I thought that was a fantastic conference. Mm-hmm. Fantastic.
Oh, it made me very, very happy.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm all about games, right? Because I like to play video games. That's kind of why we do this show. And it just jumped right in and did games the entire time. There was the middle kind of just went down, like it softened up a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
It's like dynamic music, like jazz.
Yeah.
You know, you go soft, then you crescendo. Oh man, it was.
And then you come back, and then you come back and you trick people, and there's a little bit of disappointment, and then there's super excitement.
Oh, it was so good. Oh
Yeah,
my gosh.
I agree. Welcome everybody. We are the XoneBros. This is podcast number 215. This is our E3 special edition. As always, I am joined by the bros, the XoneBros. First, it's Mr. McSpidey. Spicy. Mr. McSpidey.
Mr. McSpidey is OG,
It's
man.
when you're spiteful.
No, that was like how I originally got my name.
Oh.
It started out as Spidey.
Oh, and then you went to
And then I went to Spicy as a typo.
I didn't know that, see?
I've told you that in the show before.
Some history
Yeah.
lessons right there.
Because I'm a Spider-Man fan. Hence, look back there.
Hence, look at the
here,
Spider-Man back there.
I could show. See that?
Oh, there it is.
See my Spider-Man
I like
comics
that. I
up
can
there?
appreciate that.
Yeah.
I like your shirt, by the way. That's a shirt that you picked up at the merchandise store
sure.
at Microsoft. It's bold. Those are bold colors.
Bold colors as
As black and gray.
Black and gray.
As bold as black and gray gets.
yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it. Yeah.
Next, he is Jordan, the man, Jordan Pasca. Jordan,
Hello.
how's it being back home?
It's good.
How was Los Angeles? How did the city of angels treat you?
It was dirty.
It was dirty. Dirty in a good way, dirty in a bad way, dirty or just dirty?
A little bit of
Both, a little bit of both. That's the best kind. But let's check out your
Oh,
shirt
yeah.
too. You've got an awesome Xbox. You got the Xbox PE shirt. Show that bold stripe. Oh, there it is. Look at. Oh, yes, it looks so good at the merch store. That's the one thing that Microsoft did different this year is they had a merchandise store for everybody to go to, which is
right
now
there.
online. Everyone was thinking the Xbox One onesies would be there. You know that they had in Australia.
yeah.
They weren't there though. That's unfortunate.
That was really
They would have been
sad.
sold out so fast, though.
Yeah, there was other cool things there though, like these shirts, for instance. Oh, there's a sweet bomber jacket. Jordan, you should have brought your bomber
Yeah.
jacket. There's an Xbox One bomber jacket. You want to get the ladies? You want to get the gamer ladies?
Did you bring that to show off?
No,
Oh,
it's hung
put
up in
that
the
bomber
closet,
jacket
yeah.
on and woo. Jordan, you were looking good.
It was. It has a patch too.
It's the most powerful jacket out there.
By 11%.
It's the
By
world's,
11%.
it's the world's most powerful jacket.
Yes. Last but not least, I am X1. We are the X1 Bros. We didn't play anything this week. We have nothing to talk about as far as.
Well,
I
we
guess
actually
we
played a
did
lot.
play.
Yeah.
We did play. Okay, let's go through and let's
We
just
played games in 10-minute increments.
10-minute increments, right? Let's go through. Since we weren't home this week, we were at E3 all week. We hope, by the way, thank you everybody for supporting us. We hope we represented the community well at E3. I think that we did. Got to talk to a lot of different people, meet a lot of awesome gamers, developers, the whole shindig, and the X1 Bros community is out there and doing good things
Yeah.
Doing good things
Doing
for
good
the
things
for the neighborhood.
for the neighborhood, for the world, for the gaming neighborhood.
Your friendly neighborhood community.
Yes.
See what I did there?
McSpicy,
Yeah.
give me your favorite game that you played this week. So at E3, we got to try out a lot of different games and that aren't yet out, that are coming out. I mean, that's what E3 is. McSpicy, give me, well, maybe not your favorite, but a game that stands out, top of the line, just right off the top of your head that you had a chance to jump into and play this
Yeah,
week.
there's a lot of games I played that I really, really liked.
Okay.
Because I like video games.
Sure.
And there's a lot of games that just touched me in the right ways.
I mean, whoa.
I know. Can I be real? Skull and Bones.
Oh, yeah.
I was not expecting.
So I woke up early. In fact, I left before you guys so that I could
to
go
get, yeah,
play
you left the
Skull and
hotel
Bones.
early. Yeah.
We all basically arrived there at the same time because my driver was not a great driver.
My driver was like pissed. And so she was driving
Like
on the
weaving
left
in and
side.
out of traffic?
She was on the left. She was full on a huge shuttle bus on the left side of the road, flooring it because there was traffic going that way. So she didn't care. She had deadline street. Hey, you guys have drinks. Where's mine?
I brought this from home. But
Yeah, I
you know
brought
what?
my own.
You know what? I'll go grab you one right after.
No, I'll go
Okay.
get it. You're more important because you actually like talk and stuff.
Oh, I'm glad you finally recognized that. Just kidding.
No,
Anyway, what? So Skull and Bones.
So Skull and Bones. If you guys haven't seen that yet, it's a new pirate game. You have a pirate ship and you float around the seas. It looks great. I would say Sea of Thieves has better water, ocean. Because that's kind of hard to top when it looks more real than real.
Yeah.
Real life.
No, yeah, the Sea of Thieves definitely the ocean affects you more. They've nailed that ocean in Sea of Thieves. I'd say they're two different games.
Very different.
Yeah.
They are. Just because they have pirates doesn't mean it's the same style of game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so for sure. So they're very, very, very different style games, but so in the demo, we were sitting there, we were playing, right? And in the beginning, you can choose your ships.
3 different classes that were available to us
From
right off
the
the bat.
in the demo. Yeah, there was one that was Swift. There was one that was kind of your Yoshi, your Honda Accord, the best of everything.
Yeah.
You're all around. And then there's the big gun,
The tank.
the thing that's really slow, but it hits and it hits hard. Oh. Man.
It's special.
Can I also say a timeout? My wife just brought me drinks.
Oh, yeah.
I love my wife.
Oh, there you go.
She brought me 2 drinks too. She's so great. Okay. Anyways, the big gun ship is the one I chose because I like to hit hard.
You like big guns?
Yeah, I do like big guns. And isn't that the ship you chose too?
I started out actually with there's a fast ship that is its special ability basically is ramming.
Oh, okay.
Super mobile and it rams you. I started out with that ship. It takes it's a DPS. It's a glass cannon.
Okay.
You get hit, you're gone. So then I switched over to the tank.
Okay. Is it a tank though? I think it's more just big guns. It's bigger, but I don't think the armor was very high on the stats.
Yeah, that's true. Its special ability. Now, keep in mind, all these ships have a special ability. So, so on the ship you had, if you dropped anchor, you become a sitting target, but you get unlimited ammo.
Unlimited ammo, and it's faster ammo. Like, it's faster shots. It's go. You basically turn into a big old
Machine gun with
minigun.
cannonballs.
Yeah. So you just sit there. That's my ship of choice. It's the only one I played, but I think I killed player 6 like 10 times. And I know player 6 was on our side. He was just down the row a little bit, but I didn't die once.
So what stood out to you most in that game? Like, what was it that you liked? Why does this game stand out in your mind?
So it has a loot system. It has a customization system. You can get better cannons. You can, you can go to an island and just quickly grab loot, and it's legendary, uncommon, rare style of loot too, right?
And there are missions.
There's missions
too, but it's target. It's like instant gratification. It's all about fighting. It's if anybody's ever played World of Warships, it's very similar, just with pirates.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And it's for example, take Sea of Thieves. You need a crew to man your ship. You all have different things, and that's kind of the fun of that game is you're sailing, right? You have to do certain things. You have to tweak this. This is just right trigger goes. right?
Yeah.
You press right trigger, you go forward, you turn left, you turn right, you press Y, you can go to the crow's nest and look around and see other ships. But what I really liked about this game is how satisfying it was to shoot other ships. I don't know. I'll throw it on my anchor, and the unique abilities are not supers. You can use them at any time.
Yeah.
You just well, at least as far as the demo. I assume it's the case when they release it. But I see a ship, I drop my anchor, and then I just unload, and they just explode because I have the biggest guns on the sea.
Biggest.
Yeah.
And at one point, you and I teamed up.
Yeah.
By accident, basically.
Well, David's like, there's Mark. I'm gonna go, friend him. And I'm like, I was asking the guy, how do I kill him? Like, there he is. I want to shoot him. And I accidentally teamed up with you, and then I couldn't unteam you.
But as a team, we were like sandwiching people, and then just blowing them away, both dropping anchor and just.
Oh, it was so satisfying.
It's gonna be. Now, we don't know how all the game mechanics works. We don't know how loot works exactly yet because we were only able to play the fighting aspect of it. You get gold, you get silver, it looks like you get things that upgrade your
weapons,
ship, your weapons.
So in the trailer that we saw...
Now, all the ships, sorry, before you go, all the ships that we were playing against were different levels. So you level up your ship for sure.
Yeah. And we had... did you get a bounty on you?
Yeah, it was both of us. Since we were a team, the bounty came for us.
Just so you know, my bounty was higher.
Oh, okay.
I just wanted to...
Bounty ship was scary.
Oh, yeah. It's like in Assassin's Creed, you had that... When you would do things in the game, there would be that, like, sheriff. What was it called? I don't know. It was a weird name. The Red Legion guy that would come looking for you if you did certain things in Assassin's Creed, and then he's super tough to kill. That's how this... When you get a bounty, they have basically a... marshal come find you. I don't know what you would call the thing.
Yeah,
I can't remember. But he comes looking for you, and you got to kind of avoid him or expect a really hard hitting fight when you fight him. But no, I was not expecting to enjoy this so much. The trailer we saw, it showed that you can change your loadouts, and your cannons are different levels of legendary and epic and all that stuff. And when you kill a ship, you can grab their loot, and it could be uncommon or whatever. So you want to, of course, you want to take merchant ships. You want to go look for gold and stuff like that, and then you can in turn upgrade your ship as you're leveling up. So there's a huge RPG kind of system, right, in the game. Super fun though. I came out satisfied and smiling.
So satisfied.
Yeah, it was so good.
Oh, I liked that as well. You're bringing me back memories. Discord. If you haven't joined us on Discord yet, your life probably sucks a little bit. More than it otherwise would if you had joined us on Discord.
You can have your life suck less with a lot of happy, positive gamers.
With a lot of happy, positive gamers. Really, come hang out, have fun with the amazing community. Just head over to XoneBros.com/Discord to join the server. It's where we hang out and chat about all things gaming 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Come hang out, have fun, enjoy the community. We're over 1,000 subscribers over our Discord members, so come join us. It's a great time. Jordan, game that stood out to you that you got to play this week? You go.
You know what game was really fun? The Ashen game.
Oh, Ashen over at the Microsoft experience.
Over at the Microsoft place. Yeah,
Yeah, that was
really fun.
I was pleasantly surprised with that one.
It's similar to Dark Souls, that the tough gameplay, where you kind of dodge. It's very stamina based. The combat, you attack.
Stamina, health, dodge their attacks, then backstab them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Very similar to that. And the art style was super cool. It's kind of I don't know how to describe it. Like
it's
an indie Dark Souls.
It's like shell shade art style, but
it's
not
polygon shell shade art style.
It's
with
really
shapes. Cool. Your mustache is like triangles.
And this is an ID at Xbox game.
I think so.
I think I remember.
And it's coming out this year. It's on Game Pass. It's going to be for Windows 10 and Xbox. I had a lot of fun with it. I sat down and I talked to the I think he was the lead environmental artist.
Okay.
Yeah, he was a really cool guy. He was kind of explaining what it is. There's going to be a little bit of co-op in it, which will be cool. But yeah, it was a fun game. I really enjoyed it. Ashen. So very...
I've noticed whenever we were with developers or people that built the game, right? All of your questions, Jordan, were, can I kill other real players?
Always. Jordan's always concerned about wreaking havoc on anyone else.
So
The
now,
multiplayer
so in
questions.
that game, well, yeah, the multiplayer in that game, it's not there's not going to be like invasions like in other games like Dark
in Dark
Souls and
Souls,
stuff
okay.
like that, right? It's going to be a you kind of come across other people in the world type of thing. It's one of those seamless where it kind of puts them in, and you can choose to help each other or not. But it's very co-op focused.
Sure.
They didn't want to have any like he was saying they didn't want to have any trolling and PvP to take away from like the story and the co-op experience. So they decided just to kind of go all co-op for now.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. I did ask him if you can invite your friends. He says there's not an invite system, but you and your friend can basically jump into the same pool and then eventually come across each other. So, but
I don't even know what that means. Like swimming pool?
Well, the same like
Server, almost?
I guess essentially, yeah, server
okay,
roles,
okay,
yeah.
okay.
So
and come
is the
across each
idea
other,
that
but-
you're in a world together and you'll discover each other then?
Well, we didn't see any discovering because we were just on the very first level where multiplayer wasn't enabled yet. But the way he made it sound is like you'll just be kind of going throughout the world, almost like a soapstone. You know, kind of, you'll see the soapstone on the ground. I don't know if that's how it'll work because he didn't kind of go too much into it, but you'll just kind of come across. He said you'll come across other players, and you can then choose to team up and join each other, or just go your separate ways.
Go your separate ways. Decide, nope, this is not for me.
Yeah, and if you
Later,
don't, because
haters.
it's very co-op focused, so if you don't have a friend or someone to play with, there's an AI that's always with you as well. So, but
Very
it
cool.
was really fun. I like the art style. I like the combat.
Yeah,
It was a good pace, so the demo was fun. It looked good.
it did look good. I will give it that. It did
4K.
look good.
I asked him.
4K. Boom.
He said it's 4K.
boom. What else do you need?
Yeah.
Well, because why not?
Amen.
Amen.
You can't argue
You
that.
can't argue. That's the best argument out there. Community play. We will not be doing a community play for the month of June. E3 really took up a lot of time. I will be out of town some weekends. McSpicy has some stuff. Jordan has some stuff. So our next community play will be in the month of July. So stay tuned. We'll announce the date probably next podcast when we nail down a date for community play. Summer, be patient. Summer's going to be a little bit different because everybody has different schedules and commitments and things summer's just a little bit crazy for everybody. So stay tuned. We will announce the next community play next podcast. Myself, game stood out to me hands down, no questions. Forza Horizon 4. I love that game. I actually went back and played it not once, not twice, not 3 times, or 4 times. No, that's right. I played it 5 different times.
The same demo
The same demo.
where it goes summer, winter, fall, spring.
Yeah,
whatever?
it's basically so on Forza Horizon, the part that you were allowed to play, when you step into a Forza Horizon, there's always like an introduction first race, and they show you all the features of the game, the highlights of it in that first race. I had a chance to play it. The thing that stood out most to me, 60 frames per second. Remember when we used to not be frame snobs? I'm really not a frame snob. As long as the game is fun, right? In a racing game, especially coming from Forza 7, Forza Horizon 3, now the Horizon series has always been 30 frames per second. The Motorsport series has always been 60 frames per second. I think that's the difference of more arcadey-like style versus more simulator. In a racing game, 60 frames, you can just feel the difference.
Feel the power.
With that 60 frames a second. That is now being brought over to Forza Horizon 4. Really enjoy it. Really, blows my mind just how smooth it was.
Yeah.
What stood out to me? 2 things. Seasons. I like it. I like that every server, every player in the server will be we'll be on the same season. So it will go from fall to spring, summer, fall, winter. It'll change the different types of race. So for instance, there are races over lakes that you'll only be able to do in winter. And so they really showed off that. The other thing that stood out to me was the location. And my friends in Australia are not going to like this. I think the UK, I think they've made this a superior location. It's just so cool what they can do. The city, so every Forza has a city area. So there was like Surfer City in Australia.
superior location just in the game.
In the game. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. As far as like a real location, I love Australia. Never been there. I'd like to visit. But as far as this game, and I think it's just the case of they're getting better. The bar was so high. I was afraid, how are they going to reach that bar? And from what I played, they not only reached it, they exceeded it. They've set a new high standard, in my opinion. There's a poll in chat that says, anyone surprised David played Forza 5 times? 50% said no. 50% said just 5 times. Slacker. The community is split. 50-50. Anyways, the UK is such a great location, and I just feel like they really now. There's meadows. There's roads. There's like little. The UK has really small roads. They showed those really small roads. There's sheep that you can try to hit. I don't know if you're going to be able to hit those.
You can't. You have to. Why would like? I wasn't expecting because I only played this once.
Yeah.
Okay. I had other games to play. All right. So I played it once, and I almost hit some sheep on accident.
Yeah.
If you knew they were coming.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be like a Ghost Recon thing where like they just magically jump out of the way all the time.
Bloop. Oh,
Yeah.
just barely missed it.
Yeah.
Or do you
Barely
think they'll
missed it.
just have like you'll phase through them?
Yeah, because that'd be graphic, man. Just
Just
bloodify a sheep there,
Well-
just over the hood of your car.
yeah, that would be terrible. But if you have like damage on your car on,
Yeah.
you'd want to avoid them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you really would.
I guess you'd. Yeah. Whatever.
They just nail it. The city is going to be Edinburgh, Scotland, which is a sweet city. Been there in person. Really cool city. Excited to see. We didn't get to play that part. Really excited to see. Really excited to see that. I mean, how they handle the city. But overall, just so much fun. That they set a new standard, I think. Well, at least from what we've played. I can't say that because we've not played the whole game. But from what I've played, my hopes are high that they've exceeded the standard they've already set for themselves. Agree? You guys disagree?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I
No,
agree. Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah, and the guys. I mean, Forza. They do good at their games.
Yeah.
Yeah, so everybody who is worried, do not fret, friends. Do not fret.
How did we? Wasn't the rumor that it was going to be in Japan?
Yeah, and we had mentioned that. So the two rumors. First, it was going to be in Japan, which is freaking awesome. But then the rumor, because of all the cars that were coming out, were all British made. That that were rumored, and they rumored that the team was seen around the UK in different places.
Oh,
And so then London was the idea. I'm surprised they didn't do London, but you know what? I think that's a smart move because it's like everybody knows London. So why do London? Do this really cool
Not London.
main city, but that's kind
that's
of
really cool. Not London,
but that's kind of out of the way. It's still a main hub, a big city, but it's different. I think that was actually a smart move because I was a little disappointed at first when they showed the trailer, like, oh, where's the city? But then they said, oh, it will be Edinburgh. The only thing we didn't get to see, it's going to be open world, as far as all players in a game at once. Two things that I want to know.
which I really like. Actually, you're going to have real players playing with you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Two things I want to know in this. What's the limit on like co-op racing? Because
Yeah,
it was
'cause that was-
4. It was 4.
Yeah.
They don't need to up that. And then multiplayer racing. So in Forza Horizon, you can have, 28 plus players in a multiplayer match with you. In Forza Horizon, you can only have 12 in a session. So I really hope they bump that up to match Forza Motorsport because that would just be a blast.
Yeah.
So anyways, let's get to the next segment of our show.
Was that a segment?
Yeah, this was just the intro. Let's
This-
get this show on the road, shall we?
Oh, so do I need to hit something?
Oh yeah, hit that.
The news bumper.
Oh, there it is. So Jordan, I think we have 1 or 2 news things to talk about, just like Sea of Thieves.
Well, the whole week is all news, so
Yeah.
it's pretty much all.
Yeah, the whole
right
week
there,
is news.
So.
Sea of Thieves did release the
The weekly event.
The weekly event.
The skeleton thrones. Basically, you go find the thrones, you sit on them, you get doubloons, you turn the doubloons in for fun cosmetics and other such things like that.
Yeah,
There's 5 small thrones and 5 big thrones.
and you've got to work together. to
yeah,
get
the
them.
small 5 thrones I think you can do by yourself. The 5 big thrones you have to do with the team and maybe other teams,
crews.
right? So or
Looks
crews,
super
sorry,
fun.
yeah.
I'm really excited. To
Yeah, just a
get-
weekly event. It's going on for a week. The Hungering Deep is over, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still there, but it's over. Like
Zoo-
you can't summon the shark anymore.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm really excited. I'm going to test that out this week, and we'll talk about it next week. See how the weekly events go. Zulabus says, just going back to Forza Horizon 4, they said 75 players in a server. That's awesome. That's really
that's
cool.
super cool.
That's really cool. Let's move on. So for this week's news segment, it's a little bit different. I mean, the whole segment is news. We're going to talk about E3. Let's talk
Just go down the list of
specifically
games.
the Microsoft conference. And we're just going to go through the entire thing. Now, Spicy and I had the opportunity to be there live in person
in the venue,
in the venue of there with Phil,
their own building this
their
time.
own building, and which I think was a smart move. I really like the way that they did it. First of all, go look up pictures. It was an awesome setup. They had all these consoles on the stage.
And the stage is shiny.
Stage was shiny. It was like a reflection of goodness.
That stage. Oh, and also when you watch like the briefing online, the screen in the middle, it doesn't do it justice. I've watched both. I was there live, and I watched it, on YouTube and everything. That I don't know what screen they used.
No.
But I want one, and
Yeah.
I want one bad.
That's
In my house. It's like as big as my house, and I want it.
that's probably a few $100,000.
Yeah. And
Screen.
it had to be HDR, right?
Dude, it was
had
sweet.
to be. It was so sexy.
It was good. Good
Oh,
times.
Man, and then they had all these little super wide screen panels all over the stage that would what you couldn't see is when games were playing, they were showing information on those screens to the left and right.
Yeah, it would either be like different artwork or it would be the title of the screen or
Yeah.
it just all worked seamlessly. It was really cool. The atmosphere was amazing. I think Xbox nailed it. I think controlling it in their own venue is huge. And having FanFest, and I know they've done FanFest in the past, but you could really see the importance of FanFest. So everybody that they let into FanFest, they then brought in and they put in the first 4 rows in the theater there. And those guys, it was their job to go wild. And they were going wild. And it really helped add to the atmosphere.
Oh yeah, when people clap, it's crazy.
When people go crazy, you're like, yes! Yes! I love this! And
Yeah.
it was such a cool atmosphere.
That's what I think some of the other briefings didn't quite grasp.
Yeah.
Get people that'll be excited in your audience.
Other briefings were just people just golf clapping it.
Well, some of them didn't even golf clap. Some of them were
Like
just
the-
confused.
Like the Bethesda one, I don't think there was real gamers in that audience, and that was one of the I think best conferences.
It was
there,
like a
and people
rock
weren't,
show.
and people weren't clapping.
And when Todd Howard came out in that one, I thought he should have been, in chaps and
Standing
on a
ovation-
motorcycle.
standing ovation, for
And
that
they were
guy.
just like, huh.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. Where's the free alcohol? I mean, that's basically why those guys were there.
And then the Sony one, they were just looked like a deer in the headlights.
What's going on? Anyways, it was great atmosphere. So the conference started with Halo Infinite.
Exclusive
And
world
it
premiere.
was not as an exclusive. It was an exclusive world premiere. Halo Infinite. Here we didn't see a lot. We saw what looked like just some areas of the planets. The planet.
Yeah, because we couldn't tell what it was at
Yeah.
first. For a good 30 seconds, there was some like rhino things
Yeah.
running, and the graphics weren't too stellar, right? They were
No, I wasn't that impressed with the graphics at all, and we were.
and we have speculation because of that.
Yeah, in fact, TIE Fighter was with us, sitting next to us there, and he's a member of the community and streamer. He was sitting there with us next to us and said he thinks it'll be like an open world multiplayer
that's what they're saying. It's going to be an
experience
open world shooter
because of the
it's-
graphics.
It's so ambitious they needed a new engine for it.
Yeah, what is it? The
Slip space engine.
Slip space engine.
So that's super exciting. Thoughts on what do you want to see from a Halo Infinite, Jordan?
I don't
You're
know.
a
This,
resident Halo guy.
it's been from what it sounds like. It's centered around Master Chief. So I don't know if it's going to be like a.
Is it centered around Master Chief? Like we know that for sure.
That's what they said.
Okay, well that's good.
Yeah, I'll
people
double
were
check.
saying this.
Yeah.
People, who are the people? Like I missed this.
343, Aaron Greenberg, and all them.
Okay,
so
well
let me
they're
double
making the
check.
game, so I guess that's real.
Well, and when you eventually panned out, I mean, you just had generic
You saw-
soldiers there, and you panned out, and you saw.
You saw the Mjolnir armor,
Yeah,
right?
with the
but
helmet.
I'll be honest, Master Chief's leg looked really skinny. He's
maybe
usually like he's huge.
he might have leaned up. Yeah, I think he's leaned up. I heard he's been on like a cardio regimen. He lost some. He's
on a keto diet.
He lost a few steps. Fighting other Spartans will do that to you in Halo 5.
It was like a skinny leg because you could see his leg. They panned out, and then he had his helmet and his leg.
He's on a keto diet.
Yeah, he's totally he had to have lost like 80 pounds.
Oh, I don't know if it was that much, but
No, it was skinny.
Okay.
Like look at it.
well, I
It's
mean,
a s-
if it is an open world, you've got a lot more ground to cover.
Yeah.
So
So
you're gonna
he's-
have
so
to
he's-
you're gonna have to lean up for that.
Oh yeah. There's not a lot of carbs on that.
So McSpicy, what do you want to see from a Halo Infinite?
I mean,
Like, do you like the idea of an more open world Halo game?
yeah. Well, I like anything Halo.
So yes.
What I want to see actually is more story, right? That universe they've created is phenomenal. I love the Halo
it really
lore.
is. It really is.
I
If you've
love
not
it.
had a chance to read any of the books, read them. They're fantastic.
Yeah. I love the Halo lore. I want. I mean, it'd be cool to just have an open world and do whatever, but I want a good, solid.
You want to
I
see?
want to know more.
So Jordan, can you
So-
confirm?
Yeah, so Halo Infinite will center around Master Chief. It'll continue his story. They specifically say his story.
Good.
They
good
did that
to
because
have.
of
Oh, that's
the-
what I wanted.
The flag
After
from
what
Halo 5.
after what transpired in Guardians, so it's going to take place after.
Very cool. So the story's just continuing.
Steve Downs, who said he was retiring, is actually returning to voice Master Chief. So we'll have the
gotta
original
love
voice
that.
actor. And the reason the graphics probably threw everybody off is because it's a new art style that they're going with. It's a new modernized art style. That's
Where
why he
everyone's 80 pounds skinnier.
That's it. Well, that's why it looks different. So like they showcased the helmet that looked different, but it's an all new art style that they're doing
Okay.
for the new game.
With
But
this-
other than that, we don't know what else. Other than they said the players will heavily be involved with the development of this game, which everybody says.
Everybody says that. Yeah.
I don't know why.
Do you
want
want to
really
see?
not.
Do you want to? Would you be opposed to an RPG style Master Chief where you level him up, you level up your character,
No.
stuff like that?
I would not be opposed to that.
You would not be opposed to that.
No.
Would you prefer it?
I don't know.
All I need is a weapon.
Yeah. See, I don't know if they go RPG ish because of that. Like Master Chief already is OP. Why do you need?
But I don't
why do
know.
you need
After
skill
his diet-
trees or after his keto diet.
After his keto diet, he may have lost a little bit of
Speaking
strength.
of that, in chat, Silence says Master Chief is vegan now. Tears of a Clown says Master Chief is getting old, so he skips legs day now.
He skips leg day.
Rollo.
That's true. We did not see his upper body.
Rolo in chat says Halo Infinite cardio, and Difficult says intermittent fasting. There we go.
Yeah. Master Chief John's on his intermittent fasting regimen.
So that drops. The crowd goes wild. Then we are shown Ori and the Blind Forest,
Yeah.
Will of the Wisps, and I believe this is an exclusive.
Oh, sorry.
Exclusive.
Oh, there it is. So one thing they did say that they had 15 exclusives or 18 exclusives?
So they had
15.
50 games.
15 world premieres,
18 exclusivity
18
games.
exclusivity,
That's
yeah.
important
Yes.
because they.
I was a little bit turned off by the exclusivity terminology. It was semantics because Ori and the Blind Forest we know is an exclusive.
Yes.
but it's not a new exclusive. So
Well, no, it's an exclusive game. It's the second one. What we don't like necessarily is the Sea of Thieves expansions
Player
and
Unknowns.
DLC.
yeah.
That's. But
it's
he
not
says
a new game.
He
It's-
says exclusivity.
yeah.
He
So-
did say,
Which
he
I'm happy
did say
for.
the proper word.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
I'm
he's
happy
Phil.
for,
He
but I
doesn't-
wasn't paying
he doesn't mess
attention to
around.
the semantics there.
Yeah.
You were
during
just
the
so,
show.
You
You
were
were
just so
just-
excited.
I was just so excited. I
About
was
the
just
bucket
I was,
of leaves.
I was with the fan fest. I was whistling.
Yeah. I was yelling.
I was dying
excited.
of thirst at that point because you had to wait outside in the heat. McSpicy
you
got a good
You
sunburn.
had some shade, didn't you?
I did have to say shade, yes.
Yeah, I was because so they had two lines. Let's just explain how they had two lines because I think this is kind of funny.
Yeah.
So David, when it was in his more important line, because you're a mixer partner, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know why I was
What
that line.
if
but-
you're? What? I want to be something like that someday. I want the more important line someday.
we'll just sneak you in
Trade.
next time.
Trade? I'll give you 3 pencils for. What do you mean trade? Anyway, so they had two lines. They had the more important line of important
less
people,
important line.
and then the less important line, which was me. You know.
Yeah.
So that was the X line. Actually, I was still very grateful to go. Whatever. That was exciting. So I'm standing in line in the sun. And we had a special E3 channel in our Discord for those that were going, so we could, discover people, meet up, or whatever.
Yeah.
And
Good eye.
Good Eye, thank you. Good Eye was in chat going, I'm in the X line, which is the line I was in, and I was like, oh, I'm in the X line too. Where are you? And he said, raise your hand. And so I raised my hand, and I kid you not, he was right next to me.
Yeah, you just raise your hand and it's like, oh hey, it's the guy next to you.
was so
You're
funny.
both on Discord chatting.
We're discard. Where are you? I don't know. Where are you? And he's like, I'm wearing a Batman shirt. Oh, okay.
The guy next to me is wearing a Batman shirt.
No, because he was in front of me. We weren't looking at each other because we were facing forward. So he was just right in front of me, and I raised my hand, and he was literally right there, right in front of me. They did it really funny where where we were waiting forever. Like they waited till the last minute to let us
you
in.
guys, in fact, we were sitting up. We got in right. So the show started at 1 p.m. We were in at noon. They didn't let you in till 12:50.
Yeah, and I was in
Whereas
the
like
front
Spicy,
of the line.
I got a seat saved for you. Don't worry.
After
And then
you
I'm
got
like,
in,
he's not going to make it in time.
it was general admission after you got in, so you saved a seat for me. I was in the front of the line, and it was 12:50 when I got in. So
Yeah.
the people in the 1,000 people behind me, had.
Well, then they let people in standby line, and the conference had already been going for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, really?
yeah, they let them in. That's how Dark got in. They let them in the, I think, the upper seats.
So what's funny is we were across the street facing the opposite direction of the theater, of the entrance. And how they did it is they turned everyone around. It's kind of complicated. They turned everyone around and had them march through the street. And everyone was like power walking, like trying not to run.
It was like Black Friday at Walmart.
And there's people trying to cut in, and they were. I'll give Microsoft credit. They had a lot of employees, dropping the axe on the cheaters for sure. Because as you curve, we're passing the other line, like with the line where it was, and so they were trying to get across into there.
Oh.
To get in the front of the line where I had been for 2 hours. So.
And what were they doing? Kicking them out?
No, they were just like, no, you over there. They were.
I'd have a no tolerance policy.
Yeah,
You're banned.
Microsoft
Boom.
banned. Banned. What's your gamer
What's your game
tag?
tag? Ban.
Yeah. Anyways, we're like trying to walk run because we wanted it's game time, right? It's about to start, and we're like, it really was like we weren't bending our knees and doing the walk run thing that the Olympics do, the speed walking thing. It was really funny, but I got in. Yeah, it was really cool. So, yeah.
Ori in the Blind Forest.
Yeah, back to that. It was, and then the stage was just blowing.
Dude, I just love that you're like, hey, yeah, where are you at in line? Raise your hand. And it's the guy next to you.
He's right next to me.
2 people away.
Yeah.
That is hilarious. Goldeye, how is he? He's a cool dude.
Super cool guy. Yeah, super cool
I feel
guy.
bad because we didn't save him a seat. We
Well,
could have saved him a seat.
I didn't
had
know
I
you were saving my seat.
Oh yeah, true.
I
This
did
is
not-
true.
I did not
And,
know-
and to be honest, when we went in, we didn't know that we could save seats.
Yeah.
So then we just did.
Yeah.
And someone in fact tried. It's like Forrest Gump. Can I sit there? Seats taken. I did that. I had to say that to like 4 people. It's like when before you could. So in other states, you still can't pre-order your movie ticket. You have to go fight for it. Here in Utah, you select your seats before you go in. It's fabulous.
Yeah.
So you never have to fight for your seat.
Yeah.
But I remember as a kid in California, you go in and you just put jackets over seats, and you're like, no one's coming here. And people get mad, and you're like, nope, these are saved.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what we were doing.
No, yeah.
In
But it was super cool. So anyways,
So
back
Ori
to
in the Blind Forest, Will of the Wisp. This is an exclusive. This is Ori all grown up, basically. Did you guys have a chance to play
Old
this
Man
game?
Ori.
I did not. I wanted to.
We
but
watched it for a couple seconds.
Yeah, we had the chance, but this is what happened. So it was in the basement floor of the Xbox arena, or where they had all the Xbox stuff, right? And me and Jordan didn't understand the system that Xbox
Like
had
the line system,
there was
which was none.
I think the line system really was their slogan, "Jump in."
Yeah.
And we didn't understand that at first, right?
So like, where's the line?
There was no lines, and it's just people play until they're done, I guess.
Yeah.
And we were like, oh, there's Ori. Let's go play Ori. And we're looking for a line, and we were confused. And the guy said it'll be 20 minutes, and we don't have time for 20 minutes.
Yeah, no, we went and played Forza.
We went and played Forza.
Which actually did have a lot. There was some. It was just weird. And then their merchandise line. Oh my gosh.
They'll
We'll talk about that later.
They'll figure something out. But no, I really from the E3 briefing, looks phenomenal. I mean, if you haven't played the first Ori, it's a gorgeous game, gorgeous music, very emotionally driven story.
Yeah. The game mechanics are fabulous.
Yeah, I like the I saw a sword and
Yeah.
and like a little bow thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I did have a chance to play Ori in the Blind
Yeah.
Forest for quite a while. Actually,
It's Ori and the.
Sorry, not Ori in the Blind Forest. Well, it is Ori in the Blind Forest, Will of the Wisps.
Oh yes, there you go. Sorry.
So I did have a chance to play Ori, and I can say it feels, if anybody has played the first Ori, this feels like Ori grown up. Like, it feels like they had a good base. It feels a little tighter. The controls are tighter. The mechanics are improved. I mean, the mechanics were already good, the game mechanics. These are improved. You got a cool bow. You got a sword. You're whipping around. You've got a whip where there's hooks that you can attach to. the bad guys in the game, or the characters in the game that you're going against, they do some really cool things. So there's this one where there's sand, and there's a guy underneath you, like eating the sand like a worm. Mm-hmm. And if you're not paying attention, he will jump up and kill you. He'll eat you in one shot. Just boom,
Just eat you right up.
So
Swallow you
really
whole.
cool new characters and game mechanics like there. I liked it. It feels, from what I got to play, it feels fantastic. Really looking forward to Ori and the Blind Forest, Will of the Wisps. That's a lot. That's a tongueful. Say that 10 times fast.
Yeah.
Next game that they showed is from Software. Looks super good. This was
Ninja
a
Dark Souls
world
or
premiere.
Samurai Dark
World
Souls.
premiere.
That's right. It's Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice. McSpicy, why don't you talk about this game for us? This was the Samurai Dark Souls.
Dark
basically.
Souls. Oh, it looks good. I want it.
They did not have this as a demo to play. This was just on the stage.
I went looking for this everywhere.
Yeah.
They just didn't have it to play.
Yeah.
Looks super good. I don't know. I want to be a samurai and I want to be a Dark Souls.
Well, and I'll be honest. Dark Souls is a fantastic game. Dark Souls is very intimidating because of the giant boss fights and stuff. This is a little bit more appealing, I think, to a general audience because it feels like a lot of one-on-one combat stuff. Samurai combat. At least the combat that they showed looked fantastic, but it looked one-on-one. Whereas Dark Souls, you get rushed by skeletons and undead and coming at you from all over the place. This looked like a lot of one-on-one humanoid, others battling against other samurais or army guys, which looked fabulous. The one where
the big fat dude with so I saw him throwing up on his samurai blade.
clearly poisoning it. Yeah. And then it poisons you.
Yeah, and then don't get hit by that.
So, I mean, and that's the classic From Software. It still has the big boss battles that you like, but just as a samurai, which is fantastic.
Oh, I'm so excited. Yeah.
That's a solid get on the Xbox stage. Everybody was like, whoa. And then the dude is like, you have, it looks like you can change out your arm and stuff. He's like shaving his bone on his arm. Remember that? That was
Well, he showed it
crazy
off.
stuff.
He's like, here's my hand. Check it out.
Here's my
it's
cool hand.
It's like a fake hand.
It's
or
like a
something.
hook. It's a samurai hook. That you can
No,
go-
but I noticed this is an interesting mechanic, and I don't understand. I don't know too much about this game, right? And maybe it's part of the title, Shadows Die Twice. He died, but then he turned into some like purple sparkles,
yeah.
and then came back.
And died again.
Did he die again? I didn't see him die
They
again.
died twice.
No, well, I don't know if he died. I saw him die once, and then he came back in purple sparkles, and then he's back. I don't know if that's like a new... You know how the Dark Souls mechanic has the souls?
Yeah.
I wonder if this is a new way...
Shadows.
Die twice. That's...
Well,
Shadows...
maybe
is-
you collect shadows.
do you collect...
Instead of souls.
Are you messing with me?
No,
No,
I think
I
Jordan's right
yeah,
there.
like
I bet you
shadows,
that's what it is.
But why did he die and then come back in purple?
Because
the
you
purple
always
light.
die in a Dark Souls game.
You-
or
I mean,
from-
that's
No,
just
I
part of
know,
the game.
but when you die, you go back to the flame or the torch or whatever it is.
Maybe he
he
had
came back as a...
a potion.
maybe it's a mechanic.
Okay,
'cause
never
what is
mind.
it?
I'm not even gonna.
Wait, what is it? What is the title? Shadows Die Twice?
Yeah.
So maybe you get 2 chances.
That's what I was trying to say. That's what I said.
Oh. Well, we got to be more clear, and you're communicating here.
Well, because when I'm talking and Jordan, I don't know, whatever. I just think it might be a new mechanic. I don't know.
Yeah. Do you
So-
like that? Which would be cool. Which means, in all honesty, if that's a thing where you get 2 chances at a guy before dying, their bosses must be even more difficult. Correct? I mean, you would think.
Maybe, yeah.
Logic would suggest.
Maybe it's something like, you know how in Dark Souls you become a human and then a not human?
Yeah.
Maybe
Okay,
if you're like a human, you can die and
what's
come
that
back as like a
called?
shadow, right?
Yeah, I get what
And then
you're
if
saying.
you're like a shadow, you just die. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
Something
okay.
like that, maybe
Yeah, I
something
can
like
see that.
that, yeah.
I can see that.
Because then it's still hard because you're like, oh, should I use my human thing? Because they're still rare.
The effigy. or
Effigy,
whatever-
yeah.
the effigy to make you
Yeah.
not. Is it hollow? I
Hollow,
think
that's
hollow.
what it is. Hollow, yeah.
So after this, which looked like a really cool trailer, excited to see a world premiere. Todd Howard came out on stage.
Oh,
Todd
he's
Howard.
my friend. He said so.
He said you're all my friend.
He said.
Phil's friends are my friends.
Phil's friends are my friends, and Phil's got a lot of friends.
Phil does have a lot of friends. And really cool, this was also the world premiere trailer.
Exclusive premiere.
Whoops, sorry.
Man.
I'll just do this one.
World premiere.
I pressed both at the same time.
So this was a world premiere trailer of Fallout 76. Jordan, why don't you talk about Fallout 76 in the trailer that we saw? Some of the stuff talked about. Now we're going to conflate the two because they also announced this at the Bethesda stream.
Yeah.
But this was on the Xbox stage, so let's talk about it a little bit. What stood out to you about Fallout 76? Excited? Not excited for it?
No.
Did you
It
like
looks exciting. It looks really fun. I mean, the trailer just showed off a lot of the gameplay and stuff, and it showed off the new, what is it, West Virginia, where we're going? Or Virginia?
Yeah, no, well, Virginia.
Virginia, yeah.
The song
So-
was West Virginia.
Ah, yes, yeah.
By,
West Virginia.
It was a remake.
Yeah.
Remake song.
So it's multiplayer.
John-
Yeah,
That's
so it
the
is.
big
Yeah,
news.
but the biggest thing is
John
it is
Denver.
multiplayer, and it's. Would you call it a survival game almost?
No, it's
I
still-
mean,
so-
it's still Fallout, but it's multiplayer where you can die from other players.
Yeah, so I feel like this because Todd Howard really made a effort to make this clear that if you want to play Fallout by yourself as a single player,
You still can.
traditionally you still can. So I feel like it's Fallout with the option of this multiplayer
yeah.
world that exists.
You can build camps, just like in the old one. Now, in the old one, there are set places where you can build your camps and bases. This one, you can build it anywhere you want. And then another cool feature that
Hold
they
on. I want to cut you off.
Yeah.
It's been confirmed that it's West Virginia.
oh, so I was
West Virginia.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. Back
West
to you.
Virginia, yeah.
That's important. Let's be real. That's very important. Now back to you. Troy.
So they talked about building, where you can build camps. Where in Fallout 4 you can only build in certain spots, right?
Yeah.
So in now Fallout 76 you can build anywhere you want, and you can play with your friends. And we just found out before the show that you can actually pack up your camp and take it with you to a different location. So let's say you just had a 3-hour build. And your camp looks great, but in other games, in these like server multiplayer games like
Ark,
Rust and
Rust.
stuff, you log off and there's always that fear of someone finding.
No,
your
there's
place
not
and
the
destroy-
fear. It's the realization.
It's just reality.
It's reality that when you log off and sleep for 6 hours, when you wake up and go back in, all your stuff is going to be gone.
yeah.
That's
So-
which, by the way, I think I really like this way they're doing it.
Yeah. So before the show, we found out that there's a system called CAMP, C-A-M-P, which is going to be an acronym for something,
Yeah.
where basically you can pack up your base, your whole base, and then log off, so it's safe. So when you log back in, you can redeploy it and blah 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 blah, right? Which is very cool. So
Yeah.
and then
No, I really like that because that will allow me to play other games.
Yeah.
It won't stress me out. I won't lose all the stuff that I
Now,
worked
how
so
how
hard.
the packing up? Because I mean, obviously, people are going to build really big, extravagant bases, right? So how the packing stuff up? And I mean, well, I'm not too sure how it's going to work, but from what it sounds like, there is a system in place to basically combat that idea of like, oh no, I can never log off because I work so hard on my base. And let's be honest, I mean, you spend a lot of hours in Fallout 4 building up the base.
Yeah.
Imagine logging in and that thing's just gone.
I'd be so pissed off.
That's happened in Rust.
Yeah, all the
that's
time.
happened in
Yeah.
Ark.
Remember in Rust, you'd have to create you'd get first of all you'd upgrade to get the metal siding, and then you'd build your tower up so that people would have to go up and just waste tons of resources to get up to you. But then people would figure out easy ways to get dynamite and stuff, so it wouldn't matter, and you'd be screwed.
Yeah. Either way, you're
Well,
screwed.
yeah, the best thing I ever found in Rust was to be hidden. Because if they see your house, regardless, they're going to just blow it up. Because, it's just,
They're just going to do it.
just going to do
But so that's that feature. In addition to the multiplayer, I mean, I'm assuming your friends and stuff can help you build a base together, right?
Yeah.
Because it is multiplayer, you can go out and hunt other players. Play this. He said there was going to be story missions because he said you can play solo. So I'm assuming there's going to be an overarching story mission that you can all do together cooperatively.
Yeah, and this
And
is
single
really important. Todd Howard said, and I noticed his language was specific. Said if you decide that you want to play with multiplayer, you can. So it seems like nobody can just come in and gank you as you're doing.
Well, it sounds like I bet you
your single player
I
mode.
bet you the vault, like how in every Fallout game you start out in the vault. That will probably be your typical tutorial. You set up your character, all single player only, obviously, right?
Yeah.
And once you get out, it'll probably pop up, hey, you can choose to open up your game or continue on your journey, right? It'll probably be a very you choose to jump into multiplayer or not jump into multiplayer.
Yeah, something. It'll
Now,
be
what
interesting.
I want to know is I wonder if it's either or, like you're either multiplayer or you're single player. Because what I want to know is I don't want to deal with PvP. I just want to play with Mark and David together. Can that happen? Or is it just strictly you're either playing by yourself or you're in a multiplayer server with friends and random other people?
I'll bet you can play with others.
Well, I mean, I know you can play with others, but I mean just others
No,
on your
you'll
team.
still.
You know
So
what
I
mean?
think if you choose to play multiplayer. This is all speculation on my part.
Yeah.
But the way that I thought of it is, if you choose to play multiplayer, party up, me, you, Mark, right? Mm-hmm. We jump in. There will be other players there. At that point, they'll be able to shoot us. And
so it's not going to be just I can invite this guy in and we can just play together, only us two. You know what I mean? That's what I was wondering. Or if it's just going to be either or. You're either multiplayer or you're either solo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So another cool feature that Todd Howard talked about kind of right at the end of the Bethesda conference, because at the Xbox conference, we just got the trailer. At the Bethesda conference, they kind of went into more details about game mechanics and such things. He said what they're going to do is they're going to place nukes across the map, and they're going to let us have control of them.
And
It's
basically
cool. Now,
going to be a raid.
It's going to be a raid, yeah. So he says the nukes aren't just going to be laying out and you can pick it up and throw it at your friend, right? They're going to be guarded by, super mutants, whatever, built up their home, and you actually have to go in, get the. Yeah, it actually showed you have to actually get parts of an access code. Like one character may have one part, but then you didn't.
It looks very endgamey.
Yeah.
However, can't you kill a player to get their access code or whatever they found? Yeah. So once you get an access code, watch out. But he
Don't
did
tell
reiterate
anybody.
it'll be very difficult
Yeah.
to get these. Once you get the access to the nuke codes, though,
You can just launch a nuke wherever you want.
anywhere on the map, and just blow it up. And then when you
another
do that,
cool thing is when you say say David has a base, and I say, hey, I'm gonna nuke that base. I got the code.
Boom.
I blow up his base. He's really pissed because he spent 5 hours on it. I go over there, and it's actually a Fallout now. Like there's radiation. I mean, all the things you get from a nuke,
creatures, etc.
Yeah, but because of the nuke dropped there's actually extra rare material that only the
And
Fallout
special
of a
loot
nuke can.
that you'll be able to
get and craft. It sounded like there was going to be a crafting system, some type of crafting.
Oh yeah,
right,
absolutely.
But Fallout 76 shaping up to be and this year.
Yeah.
Were we
Coming out this year.
disappointed that it wasn't Skyrim?
No, because
That it was a Fallout only?
Well,
Or an Elder Scrolls?
No, I mean
because
it's
in
like-
January they announced that they're not working on Elder Scrolls.
Yeah, you were right.
Yeah.
But you were right. I was
And
wrong.
honestly, I still don't think they're working on Elder Scrolls because he was just like,
No, they did.
no, they
Bethesda,
showed-
No,
Bethesda
they
showed-
showed it, but he said we're also working on this game, and then after that we'll work on this game, and here it is. And then it showed stock footage and a title. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like they could have done that this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually very true.
Yeah.
No, I'm not disappointed because if you hand me a Snickers or a Twix, I'm going to be happy with either.
You might prefer Snickers or Twix, but I mean
Those
it's
are both
both
good.
chocolate.
Those two are both my favorite.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
I'm looking.
Don't forget, he also Todd.
We're on a first
Todd
name
Howard.
basis. I
Todd
call him
Howard.
T-Money.
He announced that Fallout 4 was going into Game Pass.
Yes.
Yes.
Very cool.
Huge
Fallout 4 is a good
news.
one.
Yeah.
In the Game Pass. And not only that, we did get the engineer, the executive engineer or whatever for Game Pass came on stage.
Yeah.
She was clearly really nervous.
Yeah.
Thought she did a fantastic job.
She was
Good
good.
on you.
Yeah.
But
You
and
did
well,
tell she was
when
nervous.
you look at that arena, it's big.
It's
I'd be
huge.
nervous. I mean,
You
let's
walk
put it
out,
this way.
you're like,
I couldn't do
"Oh."
better. I'd be
And
really
then
nervous.
there's millions
However,
of
at
people.
one point,
and they're
so
just staring at you.
where
What do
we
you
were
have?
sitting, the teleprompter was right behind us, and it's just giant TVs, and the text scrolls what they're going to say, and it's right underneath the
You think
cameras.
teleprompters are in 4K?
Oh yeah, definitely. Those were. I think those were.
That
like
was crisp.
I think those were like 80-inch televisions there. Like
They're
it was
big.
insane. Anyways, and I saw it multiple times on hers. It stopped and went backwards, and then started again because she had like missed a word or something. But
Yeah.
anyway, so she came out. I don't remember her name, and announced that Todd Howard announced Fallout 4.
Yeah.
But then Fallout 4 is going to be is now on Game Pass as well
Big
as
one.
Elder Scrolls Online
Ooh, sweet mama.
with all the DLC. Correct? Or up to this point.
I don't think all the DLC.
I don't think it's
because
all
it
the
was
DLC.
it was complete
I'll
Tamriel.
verify.
It's a very
It's the Tamriel Ultimate Edition. but that
Tamriel
just,
Ultimate Edition. There you go.
That's just the regular version.
Is that just the base game?
Yeah.
Okay, my bad. I didn't. There you go. But ESO
I mean, you have all the patch updates, but you don't have all the content
and
unless you spend the old cashola.
the Division on
Yeah,
Game
The
Pass.
Division.
That's huge. The Game Pass. So this was interesting to me. I think Microsoft recognized it. Ryan McCaffrey came out with an article and said they're setting themselves up for the future. And I think a part of that future, which is huge, is they recognize there's not enough time. We just don't have the exclusives that everybody claims that PlayStation has that we don't. I would actually argue with that claim. I do think Microsoft has exclusives. What they don't have is these big AAA single player exclusives. But features. they're setting themselves up. They have the better features. That Game Pass is amazing. $10 a month, and now you've got Fallout 4, Elder Scrolls Online, and The Division there.
And Elder Scrolls Online just came out with their newest expansion.
On top of that, you're going to be getting you're going to get the Ori, you're going to get the Forza Horizon, you're going to get the Forza Motorsports, all in the future. You got State of Decay
Ashen.
there right now. You're going to get Ashen there. Oh, it is such a huge value. That is a huge selling point for
It's really huge.
for it. I mean,
And you forgot the most important part, all day one.
all day one on
And we
day of release.
have officially tested it. You can get it within the first, I believe, hour or so of release,
yeah.
which is very cool.
Yeah.
So, Mr. McSpicy,
Yeah.
did you finish Fallout 4?
Oh, let me think. I don't think I did. I think I got pissed at one point at something in the game. And then I was like, I'll come back to this because this is making me upset. I think I died, and I was mad.
You didn't save it in a while.
Yeah, I think that's
usually
exactly what
happens. You're
happened.
Like,
And then just out of spite, I'll go to another game, and then I'll forget. Which there's like a million games that I've done that to me. I don't think I finished it.
So
I
does
have to finish
this
that one.
announcement make you want to go back and play Fallout 4? Because for me, it does. I did not finish Fallout 4.
No, yeah.
I got stuck on the game or the house building, the area building, the fort building.
Yes.
Oh, you just sat there and built?
I just built because the
you know what I-
mechanics on building are freaking awesome.
Do you know what I would do? I have this. I had this place. You know how you can have like different
Locations
of campsites where you can have people work. You can actually go into their inventory and take all their stuff, and there's these like, I don't know, these leather outfits that are just like pasties, and then just terrible, like slave outfit, like just terrible, just gross. And I would collect those, and then I would take. I would have all my people in this place only wear those because you can take their stuff and then put stuff back in, and it would force them to wear it. So they're wearing all this like leather
Slave
strap
outfit.
leather strap bikini whatever's, just like like Freddie Goes to Hollywood type
That
stuff,
is
right?
hilarious.
And then I put turrets as they're working and stuff. I put turrets because you can set up base defenses.
Yeah.
Instead of putting it on the outside, I put it on them, like facing them. It's the greatest community I have ever made.
So, but what you're saying
I
is
role played.
What you're saying is with multiplayer, we're going to come to your place. We're hanging out at your place.
No,
your
no,
place is a party.
It's not protecting people. It's not
It's
protecting
keeping
from
people-
the out. It's
people-
it's,
keeping
it's-
people in.
It's like a very disturbing Freddie Goes or Frankie Goes to Hollywood.
I want to give a special shout out to NK Woa, who just came in and rated our channel. Thank you very much, NK Woa. We had a chance to beat him. If you want to join us live, just watch the live recording of the podcast, you can do so every Friday over on mixer.com/X1Bros. You can also watch us every morning, Monday through Friday. We stream a game.
After the show, if I remember, I'll pull up that game and I'll show you. It is the funniest
I gotta
thing
see this
you've
Bill.
ever seen.
But we're coming to your place in Fallout 4 or Fallout
no, you don't-
76.
You don't want to come to my place. You'll be.
We'll get
'cause
trapped
that
in
is
there
like
in the turrets.
like
The
yes,
turrets will place
yes,
us.
I'll feed you, but
Yeah.
I have turrets facing them. It looks awful. I totally role played that
I need to jump
disturbing camp.
in and beat Fallout
That's good.
4.
It's good.
I really do. Where does it lie in Fallout
beat it.
4 in the Fallout series for you, Jordan? Is it number 1?
I've only
number
played
2?
Fallout 4?
I've only played 3.
Okay, and 3 isn't 3 considered like the
Didn't you
greatest
play
of
New
all time?
Vegas?
Oh, I did play New Vegas. That's
I
right.
mean, that's
forgot
kind
about
of-
that
yeah.
one. That one was
Which is-
actually the DLCs were really good for that one.
Yeah, I've played Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, Fallout 4.
Yeah, I like Fallout 4 the best. I mean, it's got all the newest
I like
mechanics.
Fallout
I
3
think
the
the
best.
story's really good. There's really no clear-cut bad guy in the Fallout 4, which made it kind of hard to choose your side.
Yeah.
Whereas, like in Fallout 3, I feel like there was like, well, they're doing the best out of everybody.
They're crazy,
You know what I mean?
but they're a little bit better.
Yeah. Whereas this one, like everybody had like a good thing and a bad thing.
Well,
And
it's
it was
got
like,
so much
ooh.
personality, too. Like when you go to the baseball stadium. it's-
Honestly, it really depended on weapons. If I wanted your weapons, I'd probably go kill that faction and take their weapons.
that's how you made
Oh,
your
really?
choices.
Like
Well,
I killed the railroad because then I got the choo-choo gun.
Oh, choo-choo.
And it goes choo-choo every time you
Choo-choo.
reload it. Yeah. So, but no, I beat Fallout 4. I want to go back and play the DLC now, the Far Harbor. I guess it's all about the Sons of Adam.
Yeah.
If you ever met that guy in the game, but or Children of Adam or something like that. But anyway,
It's a great series.
It's a fun,
really excited.
fun
Fallout
game.
76. Huge to have them on stage, I think.
Yeah.
I think just adds, even though these aren't exclusive games, this added to the hype. I mean, it really did add to the atmosphere, the
They're
hype,
friends.
the experience that was the Xbox conference that I think they knocked it out of the park for sure. After Todd Howard was on stage, our new friend, by the way, Square Enix, a world premiere.
This was huge.
World premiere.
Boom.
Yeah, thank
Captain
you.
Spirit.
Yeah, which,
Oh, this one wasn't huge. Sorry.
This was. I was trying to tell you guys it's actually going to be a cool game.
So I was being facetious and making fun of it.
Yeah, right next to me, and I'm like, oh, this. I mean,
right next
the
to her.
trailer doesn't. It's kind of a whimsical, interesting, odd trailer.
I think.
But
I mean,
it's
it
kind of
looks.
a interesting.
It looks
whimsical,
It looks heartfelt. It looks like.
odd game.
It looks like it would pull on some heartstrings there for you.
I'm just saying that the Life is Strange universe is an interesting universe, and there's some crazy stuff that happens that it's interesting.
And this looks like it's in that vein.
Yeah.
Well, it's the same game, except
Person.
you have
Captain
imaginary
Spirit.
ray
It's a story
guns
about.
and a
It
cape.
looks like it's a story about a father and a son.
Yeah.
Relationship, and the boy uses his imagination.
I think. Well, because right off the bat, you saw it for like 5 seconds, and you're like, and I'm like, give it a chance, man. Give it a chance.
I said some witty remark that made me laugh, and I just don't remember what that is. When I remember, I'll tell it.
But I mean, it's not like a huge AAA kind of blockbuster title, right? So, like I said, it's like a jazz song. They're bringing things down. Show this trailer, just the filler kind of soften things up, and then we get loud later. But
Is it free?
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
it's
I
a
think
free
this is
game.
the front of the
Yeah,
year
so it's a
stable,
free
yeah.
game. Why are you
Well,
making
is it
fun
going to
of
be
It is free
episodic?
play-
Like
and
maybe
that-
episode 1
Yes,
is
it is.
free. So episode 1 is free, and then you maybe buy the rest or something.
It is
like that.
episodic, yeah.
It actually comes out June 26th.
Yeah, very
so
soon.
just in a couple weeks. So that's exciting. We'll be able to see it, and it's free to play. So why not just try it out and go from there?
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, I think that's a cool idea on how to make money is give a free sample, and then the next episode you have to pay.
Yeah, get you hooked with the story.
And then you'll pay. I think that's that shows like they're comfortable and confident in their product.
No, it's true. That is true. It'll be interesting to see how that plays. I think it's cool that it is a world premiere. Then we saw an exclusive, which this is part of the reason that
Exclusive.
I had an issue
Oh,
with this.
yeah.
This is more of an exclusivity one. Crackdown 3.
I don't have an exclusivity. I should make one off of what Phil said.
just you with an echo. Exclusivity. This was Crackdown 3. No, nothing new there. No even gameplay. Just Terry Crews
Just another trailer,
shouting
or-
into the camera like an awesome human being that he is.
Yeah. And then we'll see it next year.
We'll see it next year. I think it's balancing that multiplayer that they're struggling with. I really think that's the issue there. Because when those full destruction,
Yeah.
and they did show some of the full destruction in the trailer on stage, I think that's got to be incredibly hard to balance multiplayer.
Yeah.
So then we saw Nier Automata.
Oh yeah, coming to the Xbox.
Coming
That'll be
June
a fun one.
26th, another June 26th
Yeah.
launch. This is on the PlayStation. This is coming to the Xbox. I've never played a Nier Automata game, so I don't know what it's like, but I'm all for bringing more games over to the Xbox. Why not?
It looks
This
fun.
looks very fast-paced, Bayonetta style type of game. I could be completely wrong, and people are yelling into the speakers right now, "You idiot!" But that's what it looks like to me. So I'm excited to try that out. Do you know anything about Nier Automata? Since it's not been on the Xbox, I know nothing. So there you go. Next, after Nier Automata, we saw one of the coolest trailers, I think, that was shown in all of the conference. And let's have McSpicy talk about this because you really enjoyed this trailer, and that was Metro Exodus.
No, it was really crisp, really clean. Like the graphics in this are superb. This is one of the things I noticed. They put things on the side panels for us to see, like the title and stuff like that other people couldn't see. So obviously you just saw the trailer. What I liked about it is how they showed off like the weapon customizations. Yeah, it's you got to see how clean this game looks. It looks like one of the prettiest first-person shooters I've ever seen. I don't think there's too many games out there that look that like it looks good.
Yeah.
It looks really good. So
I played the other Metros. The first one was really hard for me to get to, and it kind of ruined the next one for me. But They all take place underground, hence the title, because there's a nuclear there's nuclear things. So you're in the subway in, I think it's Russia that you're in, somewhere like that. Anyways, this one I love the variety. That's what really stuck out to me. The variety, the different weapons looked super smooth. Outside, the train scene is freaking sweet. Metro Exodus, I wasn't necessarily super stoked for this game. It was just kind of meh for me past E3 because they showed it last year as well. But this E3, that trailer was fantastic. Looked really good. Got me excited for some Metro.
Yeah.
After this, let's have Jordan talk about this next one. So they went for Metro. Then they went to... First time on the Xbox stage.
Oh, yes.
Was this a
World premiere.
I just got to do it. It says it was first time.
I think it was because the first time on the Xbox.
First
And it was
time
a
on
whole
the
new
Xbox
trailer.
stage.
That gave us a lot of new information.
It did, and that is Kingdom Hearts, baby.
Yes.
Kingdom Hearts 3.
Kingdom Hearts 3. So it's a whole new trailer, which revealed a lot. So we got 2 new worlds. We know Wreck-It Ralph is going to be in there.
Wreck-It Ralph, Frozen.
And Frozen is the other new world that's going to be in there. We also got probably the biggest reveal was the release date on the Xbox stage, which, what was it, January
29th.
Yeah, January 29th, 2019. So not too far away.
No, not at all.
And yeah, they had this at demo at E3 on the main show floor, and then
Now
Microsoft's
you
booth
have
as
a
well.
concern here about it coming to Xbox.
Oh, well, okay, so my concern about it coming to Xbox is you're being dropped at, like, the end of the story. Okay, it's like, have we all seen Lord of the Rings?
Yes, of course.
Okay, so imagine coming into Lord of the Rings right when Aragorn says for Frodo and charges the gate. And you're like...
Who's Frodo?
And then all of a sudden...
Hey, who's
and
Frodo?
and the thing is, and then all of a sudden... like,
is that a yogurt?
yeah, like that's so, and then all of a sudden, like you see eagles flying, picking up this like half dead guy by a volcano, and you're like, "What the?
What are these eagles?"
Yeah. So imagine that, right?
Did
And the
Frodo
thing is,
charge
like,
the gate? I think Aragon charged the gate.
No, but he
no, that's
said
what I
for
said. But he
Frodo.
said for Frodo.
Oh, for Frodo. Oh,
and then he
okay.
ran in, and you're like,
Okay.
and so imagine like that's the first thing you see, and you're like, "What?"
Well, what's so funny is because I have never played Kingdom Hearts, right?
Yeah.
Jordan loves the series.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Super cool series. I know a lot of people are huge fans.
Well, to put it this way, when they announced that, people were standing up, like jumping up and down,
and
super excited for Kingdom Hearts.
there was a guy in my line that had a 57-inch Keyblade.
was taller than he was.
He was telling me the story of how he's going to try to get it on the plane.
Sir, we don't allow weapons.
No, I told him just don't say it's a weapon because you can't. It looks just like a giant key.
Yeah.
I told him
This
to
is
use
my
it
car.
as a
This is
cane.
my BMW.
Like there's I've never played this game, but it's obviously a huge hit, a huge story, very interesting. As a person that's never played it and I'm watching this trailer, I am like confused out of my mind because usually when you watch any Japanese game trailer, all these things are happening and you have no idea what's happening, but you're like, ooh, yeah.
Death Stranding, for instance,
Yeah,
on the PlayStation.
Perfect
PlayStation 3.
example. This is like that same thing where you are confused out of your mind, but you're seeing Pluto and Captain Sparrow and Frozen and Wreck-It Ralph, and I'm just like, what is going on? And then some random dude that's like, yeah, you have the thing, I got the thing now, and it's like it's like watching a 24 episode. You're watching episode 27 of a 24, show, and it's the intro where all this stuff is happening. Cut the blue wire. They're all blue wires, and then like all this like things that's happened throughout all those other, and you have no idea what's going on. Do that with all the Disney characters, and you will be confused.
So that's Jordan's complaint, or
Well,
Jordan's
so
concern, because PlayStation has the remaster.
So yeah, so what's going on? This is Kingdom Hearts 3. Like you're being dropped into the end of the story, right? The problem with that is you're charging $60 for a game, and if people don't know what they're playing or don't know what they're
You're gonna
doing,
have Mark's
like
experience.
you're not a lot of people are going to buy it, right? Which is a shame because I want this game to do well on Xbox because then we'll get more.
Because
right?
I voiced this concern to Jordan. I'm like, I can't figure things out. And Jordan goes, well, that's guy from like the Series 13. Jordan knows what's going on.
There's already a history to all these
Oh
characters.
yeah, well, okay. So just to lay the foundation here, there's Kingdom Hearts 1 and there's Kingdom Hearts 2, and then in between those and after those releases, there is a lot of handheld games that came out on PSP, on Nintendo DS, on Game Boy Advance, even. Right? So I mean, you need to go through multiple consoles to play all these, right?
To understand.
Now, they did come out, they call it Kingdom Hearts 1.5 and Kingdom Hearts 2.5, which is a remastered version, and then they have like a combined Kingdom Hearts final chapter, all like a combined version of basically it's all the games up until this point.
Yeah.
The only game that's not in there is Kingdom Hearts 3. All in one remastered, the Kingdom Hearts collection, if you will, all in one remastered version, and they even have it. Last time I logged in, I think they have it in like a really good way to play them all. You know what I mean? Kind of set way to play them all. Now some, because one of them was on the DS, so it doesn't have the dual screen mechanics. Some are just like an hour cutscene just to kind of get you through that game and the story. So like you're not playing it, you're seeing it, so you still know what's going on, right? Now Xbox, that's only on the PlayStation, right? Only for PlayStation.
Sure.
Now the problem is I hope that they release that for the Xbox, because if you don't, you're going to get a lot of players that are like, look, you're 7 games plus behind. Why am I going to spend $60?
Well, and if they buy it and play it, they'll be confused. They won't buy more.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly,
unless
yeah.
they have the best
Dude, well,
previously on Kingdom Hearts
Previously on Kingdom
ever
Hearts.
at the beginning of the game.
It would have to be a movie and a half. Because even me and I think it was Pro Gotcha, who we met up with, were talking about it because he's played them too.
Sure.
Even we were talking about, I was like, I don't care how good your last time on Kingdom Hearts is. There's no way you can explain all of that in an intro setting and then just throw them into the next one.
Let's say that PlayStation owns the rights to that remaster.
Well, my theory is maybe PlayStation still owns the rights to Kingdom Hearts like 1 and 2, and that's why they can't move them over.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Well, let's assume that
Sony
it's something
does,
like that,
right?
and nothing like that's ever coming to Xbox. I think Microsoft says, oh, well, at least we're getting fans of the series already. And you will get some new converts. Like, if they don't come out with one, everybody raves about this game, so I will check it out.
Well, and there's
But
I
I'll go
know
watch
a guy,
some YouTube videos.
I know a guy on YouTube that I'll refer you to. He does a really, really good job of explaining the entire story in about, I think he has 5 videos that are probably about 20 minutes apiece.
Oh, that's not bad.
And he goes through each, he combines, some videos have 2 games in one
Okay.
because they're a little bit shorter, but he goes through, really, really well done. And I'm sure you can find some more, but this is the guy I know.
So, and that could be, that could be the calculation. Like, even if even let's say it doesn't bring any new players, which it still will, but doesn't bring any new players, it still is there. That fan base is diehard for Kingdom Hearts. Big Spice, right? People, seriously, people were jumping up and down for that game.
Oh, yeah, they were.
During the conference.
Well, and then even in the remastered version that you get, there's one called Final Chapter Prologue, and you play as a character who you were in a previous game, and something happened to her. Mm-hmm. Anyway, you play like a quick little. It's in the same engine and everything as Kingdom Hearts 3, but it's a quick little kind of almost demo / not demo of kind of getting like the last step before Kingdom Hearts 3 happens. Even not having that, there's just a lot of stuff you need to know before jumping into Kingdom Hearts 3. It's a very convoluted story. Like I said, it's like jumping into Lord of the Rings right when Aragorn says for Frodo, and you're just like, and you're like,
who's Frodo?
Oh yeah, that's
What are
how,
these eagles?
that's how I would compare this if you've never played a Kingdom Hearts game and you just strictly jump into 3. But both David and I got a chance to play it.
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts.
I played the Toy Story demo.
I don't know what demo I played.
You
so
played
I didn't
the
reset.
Titan. You fought the big
you don't
rock
have
guy.
to stand in line.
Oh yeah.
So I just jumped. This guy walked away, and I just jumped into wherever he was. And
jumped
he was
in
next to a big rock.
Yeah, I think you were playing the Titan.
Oh,
demo,
the Titan
yeah.
one. Yes, you're right.
So I played the Toy Story demo over at Square Enix's booth, and I did get to play on an Xbox controller.
Oh, very nice.
Well, I know at Microsoft they had Xbox controllers.
Can I
right?
say
So-
this? It's the best controller. Again,
Well, it was.
talked about this
It
before.
threw me off for a second
We
because I'm
play-
so used to playing on a PlayStation controller. I was
We
like,
played
whoa.
Destiny Forsaken on the PlayStation controllers over at the PlayStation booth, and the triggers, man. It's even if keep the controller the same because I don't mind the joysticks on the PlayStation. I don't mind the buttons, but those triggers, the triggers
to
on
get
the
used to.
Xbox
Yeah.
are superior.
Yeah, for
like that's
sure.
just it. Just make those triggers different, and you've got one hell of a controller.
Well, and it's backwards too. In Call of Duty, the trigger is R2, the bumper.
Oh yeah.
That's how you shoot a trigger is a trigger.
Yeah.
Make it a gun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So-
get
Yeah.
I get it. It's hard to transition.
But yeah, I got to play the Toy Story level on an Xbox controller, which was cool. And I know you got to play the Xbox controller because you were playing at Microsoft Stage,
Yeah.
the VIP room.
Yes, I
So,
was.
the Toy Story level was super fun. What I like about Kingdom Hearts is the color palette really varies. You'll go to places where it's kind of dark and dreary, like let's say Halloween Town, right?
And then you'll go to Toy
and
Story.
then you'll go to Toy Story, which is really bright. The color palette, it's all over the place, but it looks so good. Everything is smooth, crisp. The game, when you get outside in the toy store, like it looked like it just looks good.
Yeah.
It looks good on the Xbox because I was playing on the Xbox. I mean, I might have been playing on a PC. I don't know. They had it locked underneath, but I'm assuming I was playing on an Xbox. It looks good. The combat feels fast and smooth, which it always does.
So you're really is this your number one game that you're most excited for coming out in the
it's
next
like
little
the
while?
most anticipated because we've been waiting for it for so long, But like I said earlier, Ashen just really.
So sorry.
blew me
So
away.
you did say that this trailer brought a lot of new news or a lot of new things?
Yeah. It introduced the Frozen World.
Oh, that's right. You said that.
It introduced
And
Wreck-It
Wreck-It
Ralph, and the biggest thing, no one ever knew this before. This was announced on Microsoft stage, which is a big deal because it's never been on a Microsoft console before. Is the release date? They announced the actual release date on Microsoft stage, which is huge.
Bringing it full circle. After this, it was Sea of Thieves.
Exclusive.
This was the exclusivity in quotation marks there. Cursed Sails and Forsaken Shores. Nothing new here other than it does confirm, I mean, basically just by the trailer, Cursed Sails is going to bring
New content.
NPC ships, basically. NPC ships that we'll be able to attack. I really think, since the trailer was with the Skull Lady, so it's going to be the Skull class, I think, that all of these things do. And then Forsaken Shores, it's a new area of the map. It sounds like it's going to be volcano islands.
Yeah.
Islands with volcanoes.
Yeah.
Really interesting. So nothing new that we didn't already know there. So that's
Cursed Sails is July. Forsaken Shores is September.
Battlefield 5.
Oh, yeah.
This was a superior trailer.
Well, first of all, you said it best. Say it again. Say it right now.
This is the trailer that this should have been the reveal trailer.
That's what I'm saying.
You would not have got the pushback. You wouldn't have, because what they did was, like McSpicy said it best, I think. It felt fun. I mean, it felt not fun, but like it was like happy. It wasn't this gritty.
Even the guy that crashed his plane was smiling.
Yeah, it was too. And that some people like that.
That's not World War II.
Some people like that. Some people didn't like that. However, this trailer that was on the Microsoft stage was gritty. It was chaotic. It was frenetic. Huh?
Now,
It was what, in my mind, what the reveal trailer probably should.
Oh no,
have
I think
been.
that was on EA's.
What was
That trailer? Because at Microsoft they just showed us the single player stuff.
Yeah, well,
yeah,
they showed the girl fall through.
No, but that's still gritty.
water.
I mean,
No,
it's
yeah,
still
yeah.
really gritty. Much more in line with, I think, the Battlefield 1 trailer. And then same with the EA.
Now,
trailer.
coming from me, who I didn't mind the first trailer because it took me, I didn't know, like it took me to a place I didn't know where I was going. It was kind of like an Alice in Wonderland thing, and that's why I liked it.
Yeah,
but
which is not World War II.
But having seen the newest trailer, that one was far superior.
Yeah.
It was really, really good.
It's not to say that. I mean, it basically kind of it was a very split trailer, that first one. A lot of people liked it. A lot of people didn't like it. We had a chance to jump in and play this game.
Yeah, we played it. Played it on a controller.
Played it on a controller. That's right, on a controller. Jordan, give me your impressions of it. Was a multiplayer map.
Yeah,
that
it was a
we played.
multiplayer map. It was really cool. So we played the Grand Operations mode. David and I were the airborne.
Yep.
So we jumped out of our plane at the beginning. So how you spawn is if you can't spawn on a squad mate, you jump out of your airplane and you have a parachute and you're like, ooh,
Woo, here we go.
and you can get shot.
You can get shot in the air.
And just shoot you right out of the sky. Yeah. So we played that mode. First things first, it does feel like they took a lot of the casual stuff out and made it a little bit more
Like,
it's still accessible to everybody, but it's a little bit more hardcore.
Give me
Yeah.
an example.
You have to hold sprint down now. You
Yep.
can't just click it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Everything, well, like we talked about, 4 or 5 weeks ago, everything's a physical action, right?
Yep.
So you have to hold, like, that's where I was getting, I was like, what, is my controller broken? You know, but no, you actually
Yeah.
have to hold click down, which, by the way, I think PC is going to have an advantage because it's a lot easier to hold tab down or shift to
Than
sprint
the
than it is to
joystick.
hold the
Pinky.
joystick down.
I've been working out
Yeah.
that pinky so I can do that.
So, but very very cool. That I like that feature though. So it's cool. The one feature me and David specifically tested out was the medic feature. I was a medic and I healed David, and there was a quick, what would you call it, animation?
Animation.
Where
It
now
does
as
take
a
a
medic,
second or two.
I think as a medic, it probably takes about maybe 2 to 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Like it's not that long. And I was like, oh, that was quick. But I died, and David was not a medic, and he did the same thing to me. It did take a significant amount longer.
Yeah, because the new feature, you can heal anyone in your squad.
In your squad, yeah.
So we were in the same squad. So I actually really like that feature. So let's talk destruction.
Oh, destruction.
I would like to talk destruction. I was
Best-
experimenting. I had a rocket launcher, and I was just seeing the destruction is superior in this game. This, I think, is the best destruction mechanic that we've seen yet in a Battlefield.
It seems like everything has its own physics to it.
Everything, yeah. So, like, when you blow up a building, separate parts, just the way it's destroyed is much more realistic. It doesn't destroy as like, so if you blow up a house before, the whole house just falls. This is like sections will fall. So, for instance, I blew up a house, it fell, and then a tree fell because of it hitting the tree, and then the tree was rolling down the hill.
Yeah.
Like, just so awesome. Really cool
Well, in addition
stuff.
to that, a nice little feature is when you blew up the house, the vibration of the shake, the snow off the roof. You know how, like, when snow starts melting, you get, like, a big chunk that falls off your roof?
Yeah.
That actually happened. Like, the snow slid
It was
and fell
beautiful.
off. Like, it was cool.
It was beautiful. And one of the things that really sets Battlefield apart, and what hooked you in like Bad Company, the first one, was I just remember myself sitting there in trees and just the sound is always really good. Like they nail their sound. But sitting there in those trees and trees falling down all around me, I'm like, this is awesome. This is the best destruction that we've seen. I feel like destruction has kind of been an afterthought. They always mention it, but this is the largest leap in improvement that we've seen in destruction in any of the Battlefield games. I was super impressed by it.
I did run into running out of ammo. Even it counts for med packs as well. I only had 3 med packs. I was just throwing them willy-nilly, like, heal up, guys. But no, I only had 3. And I ran out very quickly.
Now, if I throw you an ammo pack, does that refill your med
I think it
packs?
does. It's a supply pack, which there's the animation where you actually have to throw it, and then I
you
do
can catch
catch
it?
it. Yeah, I do
That's
catch
cool.
it, which is pretty cool. But another feature that I thought was really cool is you could really feel when you're shooting the weapons. Like, I had a rifle,
Yeah.
and those are, back in those days, those were big, heavy rifles. They had some kickback to them. Like, I felt like when I shot the rifle, like, it really, like,
Had some.
it felt heavy. You know what I mean? Like, it felt
Yeah,
good. Heavy, good. I don't know how to explain.
Did the controls feel tight for you? Tight, good? You
Yeah,
know?
they did. I think
I
the
agree.
controls felt a little tighter than Battlefield 5 or 1, which is saying something because they did really well with that game.
I agree. Battlefield 5 was a little bit skeptical on. I thought, what is this going to do? Am I going to like this game or not? Let's test it out. Let's try it. We jumped in, played it. I am super excited for
And
this
your
game
guy,
now
when he
as a
screams
result.
for help, it's
Oh,
kind of brutal.
You want to talk about grit? So you can call for help when you get shot, or you can before you bleed out. Then a timer goes down. I mean, just like normal, a timer goes down and someone heals you. This time though, if you hit right trigger, you're like raise your arm. You're like, help me! Ah!
It's all bloodied up.
And you
You're
like
screaming.
you can look different ways and you move, and it's like, oh my goodness, it's insane. It's very, very gritty. We were worried that it wouldn't be gritty. Very gritty.
Yeah.
Very gritty game. Good job. I'm
Really
looking
fun
forward
demo.
to this game.
David flipped a bomber.
Yeah, I flipped a bomber and blew it up.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you did that, and your teammates were pissed, right?
So this is the point. So they put you on squads. I mean, you're in a squad, and everyone's standing next to you. That's in your squad, and so it's me and Jordan. And me and Jordan are testing out the fit. Like, the point of the game is not. The point of this demo
This is a funny story.
is not to get ranked. Like, these guys are acting like it's to get ranked.
So you're in playing on at the EA event, right?
The EA
You're-
event,
You're
yes.
playing. There's a couple guys with you in your squad.
Oh yeah.
And you are like doing things like, ooh, let me shoot.
Let's test out the destruction.
Let's test out this tree rolling down the hill.
Yeah.
Let's flip my bomber upside and try to do a barrel roll.
Let's see what the
The
flight.
bomber one was just hilarious. that
I
one
was
was
like-
funny.
Well, I'm in a bomber, so you got different planes that you can jump into. You can jump into fighters, you can jump into bombers, you can jump. There's a third one that I didn't jump into. So I did 2 of the 3. Jumped into it, and Jordan's screen is next to me. I was like, Jordan, that's me up there.
So I
Watch
looked
me.
up.
So Jordan's watching me, and we're watching his screen. And I just did a loop-de-loop. I just want to test the mechanics, the controls of the bomber. Loop-de-loop, like full up in the air
Took a
with a
minute.
huge bomber. It had to be over a minute before I started to loop back.
The
And then I
engine was-
loop back, and I just blow up on a mountain. And it was awesome. Like that. You got to do that stuff. You got to test it out. And the guys next to us were getting so mad because, of course, our squad was losing as a result. But it's like, guys, the point in this is not. There's no ranked mode here. Like, this is a demo. This isn't online. No one's going to
character's
see
getting
this.
deleted after
This
we finish.
Doesn't help your statistics. Your title is player 1. Like, this isn't test your gamer tag. And it's like, I'm just testing out the mechanics. And people, dude, they were like, so when you played, because what is it, a 64-person map? So there were people like a little bit away from you at another table playing, and you could just hear them, shit, wow, and just getting so pissed. And you're like, dude, guys,
it's a demo.
whatever. Yeah, this is like, just be happy to be experiencing the game, man. Whoa. They were hardcore.
David did find a classic Battlefield bug.
Oh, I did. Yeah, I did. There was some movement bug where the guy's legs wasn't moving. He was just floating.
His whole
I
character
love
model was
those.
just
And he jumped over a
It was
train.
like-
And he just instead of climbing, the climbing mechanic's cool.
Yeah,
you
but
also
David,
jumping out of
I didn't test that.
jumping
You
out
did.
of a window and you roll, and it's really good.
I watched David combat roll out of
Yeah.
a 2-story window.
See, but I was testing out stuff like that. Like that's the point. Test out, see what it's like. What are the limitation? Oh, so much.
But it looks
so
good.
much
That
fun.
Frostbite engine, man. Given we were playing on like maximum PCs.
Yeah.
With
That's so
4K
great.
TVs.
The people you're with just
Oh,
wanted
dude,
the
no, but he's
W.
right. The one across from us, like they were like, oh,
Dude,
They
were
wanted the
getting
W,
so
man.
good.
I need a medic.
Where are the medics? Like, dude, sorry, I'm not a medic. I got a supply drop for you, but I'm not a medic.
Great.
I think that's actually why they made it so your squad can heal you, is because there was a lot of complaints about like in the. Well, I mean, you'd see it in Battlefield 1. You'd have like 10
Well-
medics next to you, and you're like, why aren't you reviving?
Well, and that's
me?
what we're doing. We're like, okay, because me and Jordan are standing next to each other. We're like,
Yeah.
okay, let's check out this revive. So Jordan's
So we
like,
could- 'cause
David,
I wanted
go
to see
die.
the
So I
time
died
difference.
right in front of him on purpose so that he could heal me. And like,
And then
just
same
like
thing
that's
with
the
David.
point.
I wanted
Let's
to
push
see
it to its limits. Let's
I
see what
wanted
it
to
can
see the
do.
time difference, and there is a significant difference between medic and just a normal squad mate.
Yeah,
hitting
it's
you.
it's a big difference, but I do like that feature. Anyways, Battlefield 5 that was shown on the Microsoft stage, and anybody that had doubts on whether or not this is going to be a different Battlefield game, is it over? If you were worried because of that first trailer, fret not. It's awesome. Like it's the most gritty, hardcore, chaotic Battlefield yet, with the best destruction, and it's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Cool.
Very
That
good.
dice engine. Next was Forza Horizon 4. We've already talked about this a little bit.
Fun
but-
game.
I'm
Exclusive.
gonna still hit that.
Oh yeah, McSpicy. Because I talked about it a lot. What stood out to you most about Forza Horizon 4? This is obviously my favorite race car game. So let's get someone who is a little bit more dispassionate, level-headed about the Forza series. What did you think? What stood out to you? Did you like it? Not like it?
Oh, I loved it
Go ahead.
actually. So I played this at the Microsoft
Event.
Yeah, whatever. With
Experience?
Jordan.
I think it's experience.
I actually brought a shirt too that I got from it.
Oh,
That,
let's see that shirt. Let's show the shirt there. So
I gotta find it. Once
So I was a little bit angry because I got to go Sunday night after the Microsoft conference, and I got to play all the games on stage. Which actually, if you watch, there it is. Welcome to the Horizon Festival. Oh, that's so sexy. That's sexified.
I gotta also mention, Jordan's gonna hate me. Jordan didn't get a shirt.
Oh yeah, so,
You had to win.
But I didn't either. But let me explain my story. I didn't because I was on the stage after the Microsoft conference. They had all those monitors up there. Was for like this private event where you could go play, which was really awesome, by the way. And I got to go play. And if you are watching, is it Inside Xbox? The Inside Xbox show.
David's on there.
I'm on there. I'm right behind. I'm just standing there. Watching Major Nelson just do his thing. And so there we go. But that was on the Xbox stage. Really cool. But so they didn't have the shows or the shirts or the pins for there because I think it was kind of the experience that you got. But McSpicy, in order
Speaking
to
of
get
the pin, here's the pin. Yeah.
I got the pin.
Yeah.
It-
This is the participation pin.
So in order to get the Forza Horizon pin at the Microsoft experience the next day, what did you have to do, Spicy?
You had to beat the easiest game modes I've ever played.
Yeah, so it's the demo that's built to make you feel good about yourself. Like
But by the way, it was gorgeous. It was really fun. I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
I played it 5 times, and I don't think I ever lost once, and I tried to lose because the cars will slow down for you, so you pass them. Like, it's literally...
Yeah, and in order to get the shirt, you have to win, right?
You have to win all 4 seasons.
Yeah.
So there's 4 races
Yeah.
that you do.
So I won. I was like, oh, cool. I got a shirt. That's great. And it was really fun. I really enjoyed it. They had like these motorcycles in front that, are like dolphins in front of a boat that just float
Yeah.
around, Woo!
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, oh, and when I finished, it said, you won a prize. I was like, oh, well, that's nice. Where's my prize? And this lady gave me a shirt. Apparently, if you lose,
Yeah, I came
just
in
get yelled
second.
at.
if you lose the unwinnable,
They
the
tell you to leave.
unlosable,
I tell you to leave.
if you lose the unlosable, you don't. What did your girl tell you?
Well, because NK Wool was sitting right next to me, and he won, and he got a shirt. And I just thought it was because the demo was over. You get a shirt, right?
Yeah.
And the lady looked at me and was like, "Oh, you don't get one."
you don't get one. Leave.
Yeah,
But, yeah.
you don't get one. You gotta go.
But she did say you could try again.
Yeah. Afterwards, I was like, oh,
And
I
then
probably
she
looked
felt
sad.
bad, I think.
And then I was walking away, and she like grabbed my shoulder. She's like, but don't you can try again if you want. Get back in line.
So super cool. No, I really enjoyed the game. I really enjoy it. It's
Do you agree with my assessment that I think it's superior to the 3? Well, what we played so far gave me the impression that it will be superior to 3.
well, I mean, it's tight. It plays great.
It's good.
It's good. It's a racing game. It's a racing game where I can
They're sheep.
be a little bit more aggressive because it's more arcadey, right, than Forza.
Yeah.
I think the colors and everything are really great. I like the snow. I like the changes. I think it's gonna be great. I want to know a little bit more about the mechanics and how the game functions and how it works.
Especially with open world,
Yeah.
everybody's in your server type of racing.
Yeah, because that's going to make or break the game. Not make or break. I'm still going to get it, and I'm still going to like it, I'm sure.
Game
but
Pass.
yes, it is going to be on Game Pass. But I want to know, because I'm the kind of guy that likes to progress in a game.
Sure.
And Forza Horizon 3 is not necessarily a progression type game. It's a...
It's a collection game.
Yeah.
It's a car collection game over.
Well,
a
it has that
progression game.
aspect of it, but you still race and you still try to win and you get the stars and stuff and you beat challenges. I want to start. I like the Forza, like the actual IP Forza, the original Motorsport, yeah, where you have to progress
Yeah.
to go to the
In order
next
to
races.
unlock the races, you have
Yeah,
to.
and Forza Horizon is not like that. So I want to see how this is compared to that. Compared to Forza Horizon 3. So I'm holding my judgment on the game until later on. But as far as what I played, it was a great racing game.
Yeah.
Gorgeous, pretty. It was tight, felt good.
You know, one thing before we move on from Forza Horizon 4 that I had a chance to ask the developers about when I was there was, will you, because when you played the trailer, they showed the motorcycles and they also showed the hovercraft, if you remember. And immediately I said, you're going to get to do motocross? This is awesome, No. These are like the adventure events where like you race a boat or you race a train. The motorcycles are in front of you, and I think you're going to get achievements for following them because they're obviously more versatile than a car is. Following them through different paths, so you don't actually get to ride the motorcycles or the hovercraft. It's just you race against them.
Yeah.
So so that is interesting and good to know because I thought that it was different. After Forza Horizon on stage, they announced new studios. Their newest in-house studio, The Initiative, was announced. Going to be working on new things. They purchased Undead Labs. It was concerned. Now this is State of Decay. That's just a natural pickup for them. I think it's the best survival game out there right now. So Microsoft now owns that Playground Games,
Which is the Forza
that's
Horizon
huge.
series.
Yeah, they make Forza. Yeah, they're the Forza guys.
The Forza
The
Horizon,
Horizon.
and
Forza
they're
Horizon,
working
yeah,
on a new
sorry.
project as well, which is rumored to be Fable, which is interesting.
And they are a British studio.
They are a British studio, so
So it
that's
fits right at
super
home.
exciting. And the
Big boy.
the big boy that I'm really excited for, Ninja Theory. Now, Ninja Theory did Hellblade, and if you've not played Hellblade, go play this. I think Ninja Theory is going to be their Naughty Dog, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah,
Hellblade
totally.
is a single player, AAA feeling, excellent game, beautiful. And I think Ninja Theory is going to pump out more games like that. This is only good. I think these announcements were huge. And last but not least, they announced Compulsion Games, which makes We Happy
Yeah.
Few. And then we saw the trailer, a different trailer for We Happy Few. Now, McSpicy, you bought the preview game
Yeah, I
of
played
We
it,
Happy
yeah.
Through. What did you think of the trailer that was shown on Microsoft
I like
stage?
the original trailers better. The trailer was okay. I think they could have done a better job.
Okay.
I like that it wasn't as dark as it could have been. I think they could have made it because it is kind of a dark, gritty game
Well,
in
it's
a
a
happy,
s-
weird.
It's a sadistic 1984 government controls you type of
exactly
feeling.
Yeah, you have to take your joy pill. That's kind of the to me, and it makes them like it's basically crack, right?
Yeah.
It makes them happy, and they need more. And when they don't get more, they go into crazy time. It's just
Cray.
cray. I think it could have been. I think it could have been shown as a more gritty game, which I think is more interesting than what they showed. However, it's still it's a cool. It's an open. I don't know if it's open, yeah, but you have quests and stuff like that, and it's kind of linear open in a way.
Yeah.
That's what the preview was. I have not gone back since the preview. So now we're seeing some more story in that trailer.
I think it's going to be really interesting to see. It's a game. It's a little bit weird of a concept when they show, like in that trailer. It's kind of strange, you know, and I like that. It's
I think they could have
it
gone.
piques my curiosity.
I mean, it looks like Clockwork Orange. I think they could have gone totally Clockwork Orange on the trailer and be just dark and gritty.
I mean, I found it dark, but you've played the preview,
Yeah.
which I think maybe you see it a little bit.
because it's a dark
Differently.
game.
Yeah.
It's. I think they could have made it more dark.
Is it bad that I like that? Like,
No, it's
I really.
no.
I think it's fascinating. Like, it seems super cool.
No, yeah, I think they could have done. I honestly think they could have just made it not so whimsical, just like the other trailers. I don't.
It's
like.
creepy. It definitely has the creep factor.
Yeah.
There.
But I mean, but still, I'm interested. I already own it. So
Are you glad that this is an exclusive game for Microsoft? You think that's a big get?
Oh, for the developers, I mean, it's a good game, right?
Yeah.
It works. So now that they're owned by Microsoft, I hope that they don't do preview anymore and just release a game.
Well, this is going to be on Game Pass full release, and they did announce the release date. I didn't write it down. I don't remember what it was, but they did announce the release date for it. So
yeah. I'm not a fan of game preview games, right? So I just want a fully fleshed game I can play because I played this and it was like kind of an empty shell game, right? They had a little things in there, and I don't.
it was almost like a demo.
Yeah, I want
The full game.
I want the full game, and I paid for this, and now it's in game preview. I don't know how I feel.
Well, that's on Game Pass.
Or yeah, Game Pass.
Well, that's how we felt about The Division, Fallout 4, and ESO.
Yeah.
We own all of those.
Yeah, that's funny.
But that's huge. That's huge. The Game Pass is huge. Anyways, getting those 4 studios again, and this goes right in line with the article.
5 studios.
5 studios by Ryan McCaffrey. That Xbox is really setting them up for next generation. I agree with that. I think that is right on the money. I think this is huge. What's funny is the criticism before was Microsoft has no first-party games. Now the criticism is Microsoft is just buying studios to get first-party games. Yeah, like duh.
B-Boy Will in chat says it felt super dark to him. I mean, maybe I'm just.
Well, I think you've played it.
Okay, maybe
and I think that's
why.
because it also felt dark to
Yeah.
me. It definitely had the creep factor, but I think you've played it, so you've seen it at its darkest level.
Yeah,
right?
because this is
Darkest
like the first 10 minutes of the preview game. It's like, ooh, oh my gosh, yeah. So
Super interesting. PUBG. This was shown. This was one of those
new maps, new game
quotations
modes coming.
exclusivity.
Oh yeah, you want to give us that?
Give us that exclusivity.
yeah, give me a sec. I'm off the screen. And 3, 2, 1.
Exclusive.
Oh, right there. PUBG. The big thing is they teased in 2018 winter. coming
Oh
out
well, yeah. They
at the very end.
teased the winter at the very end. They showed off, I think, a new map coming this summer, and then the new war modes game.
Yeah, which we were speculating on what that is.
Honestly, I think it's just going to be how Fortnite had the 50v50.
You think it's a 50? It looks like attack defense to me.
Oh yeah, I could see it. That'd be kind of fun.
McSpicy, what do you think? The war modes game in PUBG, what do you think that is?
No, yeah, it looks. That's what I think it is too. Like kind of like the team.
Hey, can I say something about PUBG real
Yeah,
quick?
go ahead. Say something. Feel free.
So we talked a lot. I mean, Battle Royale has been in the news for a while. Everybody's talking about Fortnite, PUBG, the new one that came out, Realm Royale, which is one of my personal favorites right now. I've been loving it. I went back last night and played PUBG. Because I was playing Realm Royale last night as well, and I noticed something, and I said, I'm going to put this to the test.
Sure.
So I played around to Fortnite as well. I really like all 3 games. I think they all have their pros and cons. Now, Fortnite is the most popular of the 3. It's just ginormous. I don't think there's no denying that. But Fortnite has the building aspect, and I've seen a lot going around, people talking about like, oh, if Fortnite just didn't have the building mode, it'd be kind of more fun for me and this and that. And I'm thinking, well, I mean, what makes Fortnite is the building mode,
Sure.
right? Which adds that new dynamic, that strategy, as you guys were talking about,
Yeah,
the chess
I do.
match, which
McSpicy was
it
showing
ma-
me videos and has converted
Yeah.
me.
It makes
I
it
do
a
think-
chess match
No, yeah,
instead
yeah,
of a
yeah.
shot in the
I-
back.
I agree with that.
Which I like, and I don't disagree with either of you. That being said, I kind of get the other side of the argument, because jumping into Realm Royale and PUBG last night, because I wanted to test this out, it was nice not having to worry about that. Like it was nice just doing your
It was nice just being in a
just shooting. You know what I mean?
Hunger
Just-
Games
just-
shooter only.
Yeah, just loot as much as you can, type of thing. So I mean, I guess I get the. Anyway, I found that interesting. Like I kind of get what they're saying.
To summarize, what you have to say is that there's a place for both
There is a place
your
for both.
heart.
Yes, there is a place for both.
in your heart and your
So,
mind.
and what really did it is I was playing the new one, Realm Royale, and I was like, wow, this is a lot of fun. And I noticed, like, I wonder why. You know, it was kind of.
So War Mode was live on PC. Is live on PC. It was a limited event that they did in April, and what it was 10v10. If you die, you can respawn on a plane every 40 seconds, and it's first to 200 points for 15
cool.
minutes. So
Yeah.
that
Full
is-
map or smaller map, I assume.
It was on a special map, so
Oh.
it's got to be smaller. If it's only 10v10, it's going to be a small map. So that's cool.
10v10 on the big. That would be hilarious.
With no circle.
First to 200. Oh man.
Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition.
This is gonna be a fun
was
one.
world premiere game.
World
There he
premiere.
is. I love that voice, man.
I know. Yeah,
love
thanks,
that
guys.
voice.
I'm on it.
Don't know anything about that game. It's a very JRPG. Phil Spencer was actually asked. He had he did like a conference, a little question and answer at E3, and was asked about JRPGs, getting more of them. He says we're working hard to get more of them. We want more of them. We lack in our library there and are looking for them. I think this Tales of Vesperia.
He did
is an
make a very
example
good
of that.
comment though.
What?
Is when he said we want to go out and get them, but as a gamer you have to be willing to buy them.
Yeah.
Because he basically said if we get them and no one buys them, the developer's obviously not going to come back.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
why
So
would a developer
It was
in our
really
system?
interesting dynamic. You know.
Okay, a huge, probably one of the biggest world premieres, I think, on the Xbox stage after Tales of Vesperia. World premiere. Here we go.
World
That's what I was waiting
premiere.
Okay, sorry.
Division
I
2.
was focusing on other things.
Division 2. McSpicy, why don't we run through some first impressions that you had of Division 2? This is taking place in Washington, D.C. Now, we had speculated about where's this going to take place, what's going to happen. How do you feel about Washington, D.C.?
I mean, great.
It's Virginia, right? Is it Virginia?
Felt great about it.
First impressions, it's going to be Division 2.
Okay, so the trailer, I'm trying to put myself back in the moment where we're going through the jungle, which at first I didn't realize, what's going on.
I think you're in like a greenhouse or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
some.
it's a botanical garden.
I actually. Is that? Yeah, because I saw like
Because you come out of the
palm
building.
trees and stuff, and there's no palm trees in.
No, you come out of the building. It's a rundown botanical garden in Washington, D.C. Did I mention it's in Washington, D.C.?
Yeah.
I like that. I actually think that is superior to New York because there's so much you could do with that. That's cool. I think that's cool.
So we're walking through, and then we see like an event where these guys are like, "Yeah, let's kill this person," and this girl's like, "I didn't do anything, Ellie. I didn't do anything." And then then the camera goes away, and you hear a gunshot, and then the Division dudes show up, and they're like,
And you start
and
questioning
they're
people.
like, I work at a bar, I run a restaurant, but now we're soldiers, and we're gonna kill these people. Yeah. By the way, I'm just giving you a play-by-play, but I really liked it. I don't.
One thing just about the NPCs there, it seems like there'll be more interaction in side missions with NPCs than in the original Division. That's one thing that really stood out to me there.
Which really makes your world feel alive.
It really does
Yeah.
because that is one criticism on it. It's the same 5 NPCs. It's the Skyrim criticism. It's the same 5
Yeah, how many
NPCs.
times is that lady going to give me a crappy hat for saving her?
Yeah, or run away when you're walking down the street right from you. But this seems much more like there'll be some interaction. There'll be some side missions there with NPCs. I think that's super awesome. I also did notice there was a crossbow. A dude used a crossbow, which is cool. And then
Bows are becoming the hot item nowadays.
Destiny.
Bows are cool.
I think Fortnite's going to have one
I played
next week.
I played the bow on Destiny, and I liked it a
When
lot.
you kill someone with a bow, it's
satisfying.
yeah.
that crunch, the crunch of bone and spear.
It's spear.
The crunch of bullets.
It's just.
It's like a mini spear.
How do you make that sound? In the,
Crunch.
in the audio studio.
You go shoot someone.
You shoot a watermelon.
You shoot a watermelon to get that crunch.
You shoot something
Well, have you ever
squishy and wet.
Have you ever seen the audio studios? Like, you know how they get the sound for like when someone walks out of the ocean and they get that wet sound? They take like a mop and they just go like it's not like I'm thinking like why don't you just
No,
take wet
yeah.
shoes and
No.
do this? And it's like
I love that stuff.
Yeah.
I watch that stuff all the time, like fight scenes, like the thunk and thunk. Obviously, that doesn't make that noise in real life. They get celery and they whack it with a broomstick.
Is that really what they
That's
do?
really
Yeah,
what
like,
they do.
that's
They
hilarious.
whack it with a broomstick, whack, whack, and that gives it the whack.
Well, that's why I
crack
used to wonder. I
sound.
was like, why don't you just dip shoes in water and walk them across the thing? Because
just
that's not
hit
the
a guy?
sound they
Why
want.
don't you just hit a guy?
But that's not.
not the sound you wanna
they
hear.
Accentuate the sound you're used to.
It's
right?
actually really interesting.
McSpicy, you were going to say something when I mentioned the crossbow about the Division?
Yeah, I can't remember. I'm trying to remember that scene where that it goes under the ground and then it pops up.
And it doesn't capture you, like it sticks you, and then you've got to shoot it.
Oh
So
yeah, I noticed.
the
They
character
have,
couldn't move.
they have like on the Incredibles, where Mr. Incredible puts the password in and sees what's going on the island, and he starts to run away, and then they shoot those black blob things that gets him stuck.
Yeah.
That's kind of what they have in the game now. It's just like you're running, and then they put, I don't know,
Stuff on you.
stuff on your shoes so you can't move.
And your partner has to shoot it off.
Shoot it with a shotgun. I don't know if I trust you guys.
Oh, sorry, we killed him.
I mean, like
Sorry, we
seriously,
killed him.
You have to have some precision shooting skills to get rid of. It's like concrete or some sort of globby globs that you get stuck in. That mechanic, by the way, has potential to piss me off. Has a lot of potential.
That
to
mechanic?
Yeah.
I do think one thing that they nailed that we had discussed after the Microsoft conference was it seems the bad guy, like in that clip where you're next to Air Force One and you're fighting different guys. Number one, the game mechanics, it looks tighter, sharper, like how
Cover
you
system
cover.
looks good,
The cover system looks superb. But there's like a mini boss there, kind of. And when you shoot like his leg, his armor falls off.
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, I really thought that
which
was
really
cool.
brings
it was
a
a shoulder.
A shoulder pad, yeah, which really brings an element of realism or more realism to it, and it makes sense why it takes so much to start shooting people. They've got this super armor or whatever that is on. Overall, more excited for Division, less excited for Division. You think it's looks like an improvement?
Yeah. I like. I mean, I'm always excited for games, but
I think I
like the armor. That mechanic where popping off the
Yeah.
armor, so you actually want to hit specific, zones and stuff. Yeah, I enjoy that. I like that a lot.
Obviously, this was a very tailored, a very specific playthrough that they do to really get people involved. But it did seem they made it feel like you're really working together more. So I feel like didn't they have that? Did they have that feeling too? Am I the only one that had that feeling? It just seemed like you're working more together as a
Felt
team.
more team.
Yeah, team oriented. Really excited. One thing that I wanted to say is I don't think I realized how big the Division is. That was easily at where I was when I was at Microsoft. That was the game that everybody wanted to play. That line was huge. I mean, where there was no lines, there was a line at the Division. Even when you went over to the Ubisoft place, that line was huge. Yeah. Division's a game to contend with. I think that's the giant secret. Is Division is
People play
a
it.
contender. Yeah. We then saw Tomb Raider. Looks good. Typical.
looks good.
Nothing new here.
I heard I didn't get to play the demo because there's other ones I wanted to play at the time, and the line just got really long and all that stuff. But I heard that Laura upsets you a little bit in this demo. Like she kind of, she's kind of falling. And the developers kind of said something like this. She's almost falling from grace, so she can kind of fall to rise, type of thing.
I think that's what Ronan was saying.
Yeah, that's what Ronan was telling us. Yeah, he kind of like
he got a
was
chance to play it.
Why are you making that decision?
Yeah.
But and after Ronan talked to us, we talked about the developers kind of said that like she is almost falling from grace, so she can learn to rise back up, type of thing. So
no, Tomb
good.
Raider is just a solid franchise at this point. The new way, the revamp has been fantastic for it. This is and we then saw an exclusive world premiere.
Exclusive world
There
premiere.
it is, and that's Sessions, a skate game. Didn't really see.
we all thought it was Skate.
We thought it was Skate or Tony Hawk. We expected to see Tony Hawk fly across the screen at some point, like Superman. But it's a skate game, an
this was
exclusive skate game
skating
coming
with
to
Eminem.
Skating with Eminem. How do you feel about a skate game? I have to wait for gameplay. Skate game does nothing for me at this point.
If it's like Skate,
Tony Hawk is the last. Skate.
Old Tony Hawk.
The old Skate game I played, but that was the last Skate game that I played. They even brought it back as a backwards compatible game.
if it's like the old Skate games, like not the Tony Hawk. I mean, the Tony Hawk games were more arcadey.
Yeah.
You know, the skate games were actually kind of cool. They're almost the Forza of skateboarding because you actually had to like do
simulation skater.
joystick. Yeah,
You actually had to do the motion of a kickflip
yeah, like
on the joystick.
Yeah. So, but and no, I mean it's refreshing. Let's see if we can.
Let's see if you can bring back
let's see
the
if we
skate
can do it. Yeah.
series, huh? I like that as
I
an
think it'll
exclusive
be
as
a good palate cleanser game.
Yeah, absolutely. Then we saw an exclusive as well.
Cleanser.
After Sessions, another exclusive in the form of the one and only
Exclusive.
Black Desert Online, which we did get a release date
BDO.
for.
Wait, we did. I thought they gave us another window.
I thought it was
I don't have my-
January. I wanted to say.
I'll look it up. I don't.
Oh no,
I don't
it
have
was
I think-
fall.
I think
it
they
was
said fall.
2018.
Oh, by the way, guys, sorry we missed that last one and never told you about it. fall.
Yeah. Black Desert Online, I had a chance to play through this. I also had a chance to talk to developers on this. Did you guys get a chance to play? I don't think it was there.
No, it wasn't. It
afterwards.
wasn't actually there at the the Peon event.
Yeah,
We didn't get to go to the high rise.
I got a chance to play this and talk to the developers. I can confirm. So first of all, let me just say they really showed off their. So they put you into just the battle scene basically in Black Desert Online, and they showed off the fighting mechanics, which work for a controller really well. I said, well, can you show me? Explain how you're going to use all these abilities? And it's so if you hold down right bumper, one wheel pops
your
up.
modifier
You hold
key.
down left bumper, another wheel pops up. Same with D-pad. So they have actually like 3 or 4 different modifiers, and then everything's on a wheel.
Yeah.
Having to memorize that is going to be interesting, and they're all fully customizable, so you can put anything you want on any one of them. It could be a fight mechanic, it can be an item, anything you want. But then I did ask, I said, hey, one of my favorite things in Black Desert Online is AFK fishing, AFK walking. Is that going to be on the console? Yes, it will be. So you can just put down your controller, leave your console
The
on,
electricity bills are gonna rise.
and fishing coming right up. And it will not start. So I did ask, where are we gonna take off from? Like, will we start at the base game? They were a little bit cryptic on that. I don't know if they know. I was like, is it gonna be the base game like when this first came out on PC? Is it gonna have some of the DLCs? And their answer was like, well, it will be somewhere right in the middle. Like, I don't know what that means. Like, well, so somewhere in the middle.
Wait, what do you mean in the middle?
Yeah,
Like,
right. Like, I don't
Is this
know.
another Kingdom Hearts thing?
I
Lord of the
will
Rings?
say it looked beautiful. I mean, Black Desert Online looks beautiful. They had pre-built builds there, and so I was like, wait, are you not going to have a character build engine? They will have the same character build engine that existed on the PC. So, really excited for this to come out. It's not until fall. So, you can play other MMOs
I really
until
don't know
then.
how to accept that answer. In the middle.
in the middle. Oh,
What-
what is the middle? Like,
Yeah,
Is there a middle in that game?
Yeah, I don't understand.
so I'm really, really excited for Black Desert Online. Just having a chance to play it was awesome. Devil May Cry world premiere was
World
next.
premiere.
This got another
Probably
couple
the most
people.
bad A trailer I've
This
ever
got
seen in
another
my
people standing up and
Dude.
clapping.
Oh, it did. I gotta say, the speakers in this venue were the loudest things I've ever heard, and this trailer blew my ear holes to shreds. I think I had blood coming out my ears.
I think that was the point of the trailer.
It was so loud. I couldn't understand what was happening. Oh my gosh, it was so loud. Yeah,
Was it
good.
awesome?
Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah,
That felt good.
crowd went crazy on this one.
Yeah, Devil May Cry world premiere, not exclusive. Then Cuphead, some Cuphead news. McSpicy, you're a resident Cupheader.
Yeah.
Coophead.
You get to now play as I think her name is Mrs. Chalice.
Chalice
Mrs.
girl or
Chalice, so
something like
Chalice.
Mrs. Chalice.
Chalice head.
Of course, you get new weapons, new bosses, new whatever. Yeah, you just that was like the big reveal.
I think wasn't that an exclusive?
Oh, well, yeah, exclusivity.
Exclusive.
So what do you think of that? Cuphead, do you think that's kind of flown under the radar for a lot of people? We heard about it a lot at first. I feel like it's almost an underrated game.
It is, but in the right circles, it's not.
Yeah.
it's a very
It's a
cherished
niche,
game.
it's a niche game almost.
In the correct circle.
in the correct, it's a very
In the
tough,
black market.
It's a very tough platformer
yeah.
boss fighter.
Boss fighter.
No, I think a lot of people like it. I don't think it flies under the radar. I think it's just a really good game. But I might be in that, I might be in the circle where I like it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like it. I'm excited. Whatever. More bosses.
I mean, I'm super excited
new
for it, too.
weapons.
It's a good looking game.
Yeah.
Yeah. You get Mrs. Chalice.
So from here out, it
Miss
was
Chalice. I'm sorry.
From here-
Miss
Chalice.
from here out. It was all world premieres. Phil Spencer came on stage.
World
and said,
premiere.
These are all world
World
premieres.
premiere.
Which was a really cool way to do the show, to just say everything you're about to see, this is the first time you'll see it. Tunic. Tunic is the Zelda-like Fox
Oh yeah,
game.
this one looked really cool.
It was they literally Fortnited
Zelda.
Like
took
he
Link-
even went to the forest and picked up the sword.
They took Link
And then-
and turned him into a fox,
Fox,
and
yeah.
called it Tunic. It's what it
it's
looks
awesome,
like.
and I don't even care.
Well, no, I know. When you Fortnite stuff, it's awesome.
Yeah, it looked really. I'm excited for that one.
Yeah, I do too. It's like a up above
It's like a 2.5D.
2.5D
Asymmetric.
Zelda Fox game.
Yeah. Can I vent on something? You know what I don't like anymore? I feel like roguelike. That description, I don't like that anymore. Like, I feel like everybody. I think
What does that even mean?
We're rogueliked out.
Well, when you say it's first person like. Like what does that mean? Is it or is it not?
Sorry, this has nothing to do with Tunic, by the way. Tunic is not roguelike, but
No, I get you.
I do.
I just don't like the word like.
And also what is it when you it's a new world every time? What's that called?
Dynamic like.
Just dynamic lighting. No.
Sandbox?
Generated world.
Procedurally
generated world. I feel like that's overused as well now.
What if it's procedurally generated?
I don't need
like?
everything to be procedurally generated.
I don't know what you're talking about. I love that stuff. What are you talking about?
Well, I feel like some people just say it to be cool. Like, yeah, it's procedurally generated.
But
okay.
it is. What are you talking
Well,
about?
sometimes I want my world to be handcrafted.
But if it's procedurally generated, that's what it is. I don't understand.
I'm just tired of hearing about it. Keep your procedurally generated world to yourself.
I don't get it.
Jump Force. This was awesome. This was so cool. Jump Force was announced. This is world premiere. Everything's world premiere from here on out.
Get that button ready.
Jump Force. So
Do you want to touch it once?
Yeah, can I?
Yeah,
Can I?
go on.
Here,
Just
go.
reach
I'll
out.
do it for the
Jordan.
next one. I'll do it for the
Okay,
next
okay.
one.
I'm nice and smooth
Yeah.
too.
Just
Okay.
Slow is smooth and smooth is
I'll
fast.
bring it. I'll bring it to you.
Oh, I like that. Here we go. Jump Force, though. Now, this one blew my mind, and we all had a chance to play this. One thing that I could say, Jordan's getting his giggles on, just
Motion ready.
getting ready to press the world exclusive or world premiere button.
Don't blow on it. Aren't you sick?
no, I was just there's a little dust there on the world
Jump
premiere button.
Force.
Okay.
Jordan played it.
Yeah,
Thoughts?
it was a good time. So it's a
I
fight.
played it too.
You played it as well. We all played
Yeah,
it.
I played it as well.
I want to know Jordan thoughts. He's
It
our
was,
weeb. He's our resident weeb.
It's a fighting game from Bandai Namco. It's a fighting mashup. So you have you got Dragon Ball Z, you got Naruto, you got all different sorts of animes put into one.
Well, let's set the scene here for the trailer.
Oh,
Go ahead, set the scene. I'm going to go pee while you set the scene.
But you're part of the scene.
Oh.
You got to stay for this.
I really-
You can leave when we talk about Dying Light.
Okay.
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 Okay. No, we set the scene, and it's like we never were able to mix these worlds before.
Yeah, like 80s voiceover movie trailer.
Yeah, and it's like showing just random
Never
stuff.
seen before.
And then it shows the back of Naruto.
And then I was like, I was like a girl. I was like, it's Naruto.
It's Naruto.
It's Naruto.
It's Naruto. And we mix the worlds, and he stands up. And then all of a sudden, I don't know who this long-armed guy is, the Go-Go Gadget stretchy
He's
arms.
from that. Isn't he from that pirate anime?
I think so. Yeah.
I don't remember what.
I haven't
Pirate-
watched it,
Pirate
but-
Life
And
or something?
people, when they were like that, it was like a, whoa, Naruto. And then they're like, wait a
I
minute,
believe
on
it's-
him.
I believe it's Naruto. By the way, guys. Naruto.
Whatever.
see, you're
Tomato,
a-
tomato.
yeah.
I'm American.
I hate procedural generated crap. I hate it when people correct me.
It's like when I speak Spanish. Hola, dude. Like that's same thing. Naruto.
My bad, okay?
No, it was just you were both.
I'm
doing
glad.
it.
See, that's why you're the weeb.
Naruto.
Naruto.
So
Naruto.
when Naruto showed up, people went nuts, and then they saw the stretchy arm guy, and they were like, wait a minute. It kind of went down a little bit.
That was nothing,
And
though.
then
The
Dragon
man.
Ball Z.
Goku.
Frieza. I think Frieza came up first.
It's
and
Frieza?
Frieza.
I know, I'm just
Yeah.
kidding. I don't care. I just took a stab.
Like Miss Frizz. Remember Miss Frizz?
Miss Frizzle.
Frieza, yeah, and then Dragon Ball,
Goku.
yeah, Goku stood there and he was like, and that's when people went nuts.
And then they all just started punching each other.
Dude, and
And
then
then
it was
they
just
started
like
fighting.
the coolest fighting scene of all
And then
time.
Naruto decided to turn into a million of them and run down the building.
Clone jutsu.
Oh, that's what that is?
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
his power.
David's seen it.
Yes, I have.
David's
Yeah.
also seen sexy jutsu.
Okay. Okay. Actually, I got to show this off.
I'm pretty sure I invented sexy judo.
When we were able to
Oh, yeah.
when we were able to play the game, they gave us
A comic book.
First volume 1 of Dragon Ball. The original
change
Dragon Ball.
the
Not Dragon
camera.
Ball Z. Dragon Ball. That's Goku as a child, then Bulma.
yeah.
And then Dragon Ball Super, which I'm not yet to. I'm like on episode 100 in Dragon Ball, which starts out slow.
You might have to blur some of that out.
Which
Oh,
starts,
yeah.
there's
'Cause
some
there's some graphic
nudity.
stuff in
in
there.
it.
That's more of a mature novel.
But Boy Will
What
in
did you
chat
do?
I just hit
says,
the back button.
But don't do that yet. I got to
Oh.
Don't touch my pad.
But Boy Will
touch
in
that
chat
there.
says, I was embarrassed when I didn't know any of these characters and everyone was going crazy around me. It was
That's
very,
funny.
it was like anime fan super game, basically.
Yeah.
Is what that game was. But hey, we had a chance to play it, Jordan.
Yeah, so you pick 3 characters on a team. So you pick your 3 characters, and in the demo, let us pick our 3 enemy characters, just because the demo we were playing. So I did Goku, I did Naruto, and then who else did I do? What was my 3rd character? I think he was a throwaway character.
Well, I did.
No, I forget. I really forget. Who
I did everybody. I just went. I want him. I want him. I want him. And then bad guy. I want them.
Yeah. But anyway, it's just a quick 1-round fight. You beat their health. It's cool that you can switch between all 3 characters at once and do some combos and stuff. Now we didn't really know the combos, so to be honest,
Dude,
I
was just pressing X.
We were button mashing and stuff like that.
Goku was going nuts. I was seriously just pressing X, and then he was warping, and then doing who knows what powers. I think the XXX combo is quite powerful.
Pretty crazy.
Quite powerful. You want to know something funny about this, by the way? When I was sitting there, I'm in there, I'm ready to play, okay, here we go. I grab my controller, I choose my characters, and then I go to the next screen, and I'm sitting there. I kid you not. I sat there for like 5 minutes because it was like an explanation screen. So it's like, I thought it was a loading screen. So I'm sitting there waiting, and I'm like looking at the guy next to me playing. I'm like, oh, he's already playing. He got here after me. Oh, well, I guess my box is really slow. I sat there for 5 minutes. The screen is so like colorful. I didn't see the continue button on the right. I thought I was loading for 5 minutes, so I got to play extra long.
Yeah.
Just enjoying the loading screen, man.
Then I pressed A, and then
They probably thought you had trouble reading.
One thing that stuck out to me in this game, particle effects, gorgeous. But the game, and also I haven't played. I know the Dragon Ball game, and Naruto Shippuden is even like this. The 3D fighting style where you're in the world
360.
I like it. I enjoy it.
Good time.
It's different. It's a little more in depth.
I think this was a really. I think it was an early build of the game because I think it shouldn't be as easy as it was.
Well, no,
I
they
think
purposely
it's built
make
to make
those
us
things.
make us
Like,
feel
I was
awesome.
going
like
nuts,
for
man.
example,
I knocked my character out so fast.
For example, we
The guy was
had a meeting with Try on Worlds to try out the new Defiance 2055.
2050.
And the developer lady, she told me, she was like, oh, I don't know how it came up. She was like, oh, don't worry, you're not going to die. We basically put a shield that will not go away.
She did that because
Other people were dying.
Yeah, because
well, what's so funny because I don't think she was used to because that was the media, right? We were in behind closed doors playing that game, and she was like, "Wow, you're good. You're burning through this." The other people, we had to put a shield on, And Jordan was so funny. He's because we played this game, right? We were at Jordan was doing like 2 headshots to the face, 1 in the crotch. 2 headshots to the face, 1 in the crotch, and it's like you were just burning through these people. Like
She was like jaw dropped.
She's like, oh, wow.
Well, because I'm sure a lot of press haven't played the first Defiance. That go in
or
there.
any game.
Yeah.
yeah,
So-
but
Jump Force, though, I think I'll be jumping into this. I'll be jumping into this game.
yeah.
What you did there?
No, you're not going to give me a dad drum roll.
Here, I'll let Jordan.
Kind of
do
threw
it.
you off because it was on the other side.
No, dude, press that one right there.
There you go. It's your present, Jordan. Oh, yes. Oh, Jordan, you messed it up. Is the volume down on it?
No, it may take like a long time.
Oh, it's there it is.
There we
Yes.
go. I had to set that one up correct. Yeah.
Dad jokes. Dad
Oh
jokes
my
right
gosh,
there.
Okay, we are definitely not. We're gonna go off that screen.
Anyways, I'm really excited for Jump Force. I think it looked good. I think it's super excited. Who was it? Where is it in chat? Skyrobi in chat says, my 12-year-old lost his mind when he saw this game. It was really fun watching him geek out. I really think that's who this game is targeted to. If you're an anime fan, what I want to see in it, I want to see some
Stuff.
ODM gear.
ODM gear, yeah.
the,
Titanfall too. If
Titanfall
you're gonna
stuff.
bring, dude, can you imagine fighting through?
You got to pay a lot of money for that,
Titanfall?
probably.
Yeah, you probably do. That's true. Oh, anyways, really cool game, Jug Force. That's by Bandai Namco. Really excited for that. Then Dying Light came out. There's a little Dying Light 2.
World premiere.
World premiere. There it is. Nice press, Jordan. Jordan, you did that well. It was a little soft, a little slow, smooth as fast.
World premiere.
Oh, there it is
Oh,
again.
you can take it back.
You're done.
I might press it a lot.
Yeah, David, do you want to try pressing it one time?
Yeah. I'll
Okay,
reach
yeah,
across. Let me reach
yeah,
across
right.
Jordan. That'll just make my
Yeah,
day.
do it for the next game.
Right, I'll do it
You
for the
do
next
this
game. Okay,
He
I
doesn't
got
do
it. Dying Light 2. Now, I thought this looked good. McSpicy, what did you think of what the difference in this one? Your decisions matter. McSpicy, thoughts on that with
On
Dying
the
Light 2?
decisions
Yeah.
mattering?
First time they've ever done it in a game.
Well,
like
yeah,
this.
they showed off.
That was funny.
Yeah, the first time they've ever done decision making in a game.
We have ever done. Maybe that's what he said. It was just kind of funny.
The first time we've ever done decisions matter in a game. It was. I'm interested to see really the depth of that, because if it showed, because in the trailer or whatever they were talking about, it showed decisions as like a huge. They zoomed out and there's a lot.
A decision tree, a decision web.
tree. I'm curious on that because that's hard to do. And do you know how many if-then statements are in that code? Right?
Yeah.
That's really hard to do. From what I saw, it was showing your decisions matter. These people, you could team up with them and take all the water and sell it on the black market. And then if you don't, you would be the law in the town or whatever. All I saw was the flags change color in the city, right?
Yeah.
The banners.
Well, I mean, as far as appearance-wise, yeah.
So
They did say that the way that those characters... So, for instance, like you said, like they bring water, but they're more ruthless, like they kill people. If you chose the other way, you start a fight with the gangs and blah, blah, blah.
If it is what they're claiming, it should be. I mean, that would be really cool.
I'm interested to see how co-op works then. If
True
I make
co-op?
it- True, true co-op or fake co-op, I guess. But
Well, co-op in the first one was really good.
yeah, it was really good. It was really fun.
It was true co-op.
Yeah. Now this is what I wonder: if Mark makes a decision and he gets his game, does that decision follow me to my game?
That's a great question. I don't know how that's going to work. That would be cool if it does. Because you can influence your decision. I mean, you can be like, Mark, let's choose this. Or no, let's not choose this.
Or
you know?
Jordan would just screw me over. Yeah, he
Yeah,
would.
that's a great question. I don't know. That's yet to be seen. But overall, I mean, Dying Light was a good first game. I mean, that's
Yeah, I enjoyed the
just take that and improve on it. And I think and
parkour looked good. It looked smooth. It looked tight.
yeah, and
Parkour
parkour was
looked
good in the first one too.
deeper. It looked more fleshed out, more things.
But the decisions, and then they mentioned, and that's only during the daytime. So at night, there's going to be different decisions that are affected.
When
or,
did they didn't even really show off nighttime.
They didn't
They're
show
like,
night
oh,
at
by the
all.
way, this is just the
Oh, by the
daytime.
way, yeah, it is a zombie
See
game.
you
By the
later.
way, there are people out there that will try to eat you,
Yeah.
like zombies.
Yeah, don't forget, that's what we do.
I want to press this world premiere for this next game.
Here, I'll bring it closer to you.
World premiere.
There you go.
Yeah, that felt good. That felt good. Battletoads.
Oh, this
yeah.
one. Yeah, when this one popped up, I was like, wait a minute.
Battletoads?
Is this Battletoads?
No
'Cause it
gameplay was shown.
No gameplay. It was total teaser. They just showed a wall and then a speeder crash into the wall in cartoon form.
That's right. Now, Battletoads is an older game, so there's probably a lot of Xbox players who have never played a Battletoads game. McSpicy, why don't you speed up those people and tell them what makes Battletoads so awesome?
The fact that it was like your old classic 80s, unlike the first level and other levels where you would punch, guys would come on. What was that called? An arcade
Ninja
smash.
Turtles?
Yeah, like Ninja Turtles.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like that. Except you could turn into suit. You could when you headbutt, you would grow horns. It would be like super bonk, and you could do like a big old. When you kick somebody, their foot would go super huge. That was fun. But what makes Battletoads stand out is I think it's generally considered the hardest game ever made.
The NES version, I think, is pretty close to having that title, if it doesn't already have that title.
Yeah, I don't think I ever passed 1.2, level 1-2.
Is it that hard? Of a
It's
game?
the NES version is
Do you know what-
supposedly supposed to be very, very
So
hard.
what is the hardest game that you yourself have played besides Battletoads? Let's exit out Battletoads. What's the hardest game you've played in recent memory?
In recent memory?
Yeah.
Or played?
Yeah.
Well, like on this generation or
Just
because I mean if we're including NES, that's every NES game.
Yeah.
Like Ninja Gaiden.
Duck Hunt.
Duck Hunt.
okay. Let's say 360 and above.
Oh man, that excludes the Ninja Gaiden Black because that game's really hard.
Although they do have the remastered
Backward compatibility.
backwards compatibility.
Hardest game.
Dark Souls, is it probably Dark Souls up there for you?
Dark Souls is hard. It's tough.
Super Meat Boy.
Super Meat Boy's hard. 1001 Spikes is hard. I don't know. I like difficult games. I don't know. They're all hard.
But what you're
But-
saying
but-
is Battletoads
Oh yeah,
is a whole
those
other
old
realm.
NES games. They didn't play test.
They're just like, yeah.
And that level. Do you know what's so cool? They do the awesome games done quick and summer games done quick. Speedrunners that do those games, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I saw a guy do that level 1-2 or whatever, the speeder level, blindfolded.
Your mind is blown.
I
Well,
don't-
because in those games you just memorize a pattern in the old NES games, and once you get the pattern down,
I don't think there's a pattern. No. I think he
He has
floated
like
the middle.
the force.
It was the most amazing thing I've
He's
ever
got
seen.
gamer force.
No, yeah. So I wonder if they'll make it hard because the trend in gaming has been easy, and I prefer hard, difficult games
Yeah.
where you feel, you get
Distraught.
No, not distraught. You feel that initial distraught, but once you accomplishment, it's a sense of progress. I did that accomplishment.
Well, I think that's what made, especially the first Dark Souls and Demon Souls, so refreshing. It really was a sense of accomplishment. It brought that back to maybe more of a mainstream
yeah,
gamer.
and I like difficult games that require practice.
So is it safe to say you're super stoked for Battletoads?
Oh yeah, Battletoads is iconic.
Yeah.
It's an iconic game from the early days of Nintendo, and I'm interested to see what they do with it.
Yeah.
So for sure, yeah.
After that,
World premiere.
Just Cause 4. Jordan, tell me your thoughts and impressions
it's just
on Just Cause 4.
improved Just Cause 3, which is good. It's just a sandbox destruction engine with tornadoes now.
With tornadoes now, with
With
environmental
dynamic weather,
destruction.
yeah, so it looks like just like a Just Cause 4 game, just up to the next level.
Then during the conference, and this was cool. If you were there, I don't know if it came across. I don't think it did as much on screen because we watched the conference afterwards as well as being there live. But live, the Gears symbol popped up,
World premiere.
Yeah, so that's what we saw.
and the crowd went
went
crazy.
nuts. It was so. This is exactly how it went. So the Gears logo pops up, and we went, "What? Yeah!" People standing up screaming, "Yeah!" And then the little pop cap guy comes through and is like, and
it just went silent.
It went like,
Ah.
"Yeah!"
silent, and then they did, which looks like it's going to be. And then they announced Gears Pop, which looks basically like Gears Lego.
Yeah.
It looks like a Gears Lego. Then they also announced. Then the Gears dude.
I think I might have a Gears in.
Hey, I know that bag.
Then the Gears dude came out on stage, and I'm sorry I forget his name. Jordan will know.
Rod
No,
Ferguson.
that's-
Yeah,
well-
it came out on stage and also announced Gears Tactics, which I'm super excited
Yeah,
for.
XCOM Gears.
XCOM with Gears.
Gears, yeah.
Why not? Because why not? You could do that with every game. You
really can.
You
Like,
could even do
it's such a
Madden
good-
Tactics.
It's such a good game genre.
It really is.
Yeah.
Turn-based
What is the game genre? Because anytime I see a game like
Turn-based
that, I
strategy.
just call it an XCOM.
turn-based strategy.
Because was XCOM the first game to do it like that?
I don't know if it was
like-
the first
It
game.
wasn't
but
XCOM
it was
on a floppy?
Popular.
Wasn't it on
It
a
was
floppy?
yeah.
Was on a floppy. Had a floppy.
It was pretty old. It was on a floppy.
When you know you're legit when you have a floppy.
When you're on a floppy.
When you floppy.
Hey baby, I've got a floppy. Oh, legit.
Well, because like even the Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle, like when I describe it to people, I'm like, it's very XCOM-ish, and they're like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So then Gears Tactics was announced. People were like, okay, I can get behind this.
It's slowly ramping back.
Slowly
up.
around, people were like, okay. Pop, it was like, oh man. I mean, I'm sure it's a great game.
No, because
But
it was
everybody
like,
thought it would be the next Gears.
No.
But then they jumped right into Gears 5. And not in like showing the combat way. They jumped into the story mode. And they PlayStationed it. PlayStation does this, so they do a really good job of just showing the story, really gritty, intense story of a game. They did that with Gears 5. McSpicy, why don't you walk us through the story?
Have Jordan. He's our Gears guy.
Jordan, you're our Gears guy. Walk us through the story and then tell us what you
So
thought. Now you think they jumped us right in the middle of the story.
well, yeah, I
somewhere.
think we're somewhere. I think we're on like the last level. I don't know.
Okay,
But I think it's got to be the first. I think it's part of the first of the game because
it sets you up for the rest of the game because you're going off on your own.
The thing why I
basically.
think it's
Okay.
in the because I beat the way the other one ends.
Just-
It's just anyway.
yeah.
So
just explain what's happening, and then I'll
so
tell
what
you why
happens-
I think it's early.
So what happens is basically someone dies and they're getting covered up.
We don't know who dies.
Yeah. Yeah, and you have JD there, and
Probably
I forget,
Carbine.
I forget the I forget the other two's name. Oh, the girl and the other guy. I forget their names. They're not coming to me. Chat, what are they? But anyway, you have JD there. You have his two friends that are there, and she's like super mad. She's still wearing the necklace from the first game, which if you beat it, you know what that is. And anyway, there's just this huge argument between the three. She wants to leave and go after something that you're kind of, if you beat the first game, you kind of maybe have an idea, but it's still kind of elusive. It's very like, okay.
Yeah.
And anyway, basically, she walks off disobeying orders, and JD and his other friend are talking to each other, and they talk and say something to each other. They say like, you need to make sure that she's her. I don't think.
Do you want one?
He basically alluded to the fact that maybe she's not being herself because of other reasons. So after that, it flashes back to her, and you still see JD and the other guy talking, which is really interesting because you're like, what are they saying? And then it kind of goes into a little bit of like a gameplay kind of thing with movement and stuff, but then kind of shows more story and just diving in deep to her story.
Yeah.
Well, because I think this is her story. She's got to go from point A to point B to figure something out with her grandma or something. And that's why I think that's the beginning of the game, because the rest of the scene, she's like doing this jets, or she's like...
Oscar and Kate. That's their names.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
She's like snowboarding on ice in the middle. Oh, wait, what's that called? Water...
Skiff?
I don't know. She's doing something with a sail, and now they're on the journey. I think that's the beginning of the game.
That makes no sense on how the last game ended, though.
I know, but from what I saw,
Yeah.
it looks like
Maybe
I
it's
need to
towards
go
the
to
beginning.
Grandma's house. You can't go to Grandma's house. That's an order. But I got to, man. And then she goes, and then the other guy's like, I'll take her. And then the rest of the clips we see is them journeying to Grandma's house.
Maybe it is. I mean, maybe it's like the first couple levels of the game or something, but...
Well, you want to know how they got to that point. And so
Well,
I bet you
'cause-
they're going to play with time in storytelling. So
Well,
they'll go back in the past and you'll
Yeah.
play some levels, bringing you up to speed at what's going on.
See, I didn't think that, so maybe it is the first level.
Yeah,
Maybe
I
that's
think
just like
I think
when you hit
Spicy's
start.
right, and I think
Just
they're
what
going to go
happens.
back in time and at different levels to explain how you got to that point.
So the only thing
Thanks, David. Thank you.
Yeah.
got your back, dog.
Yeah, well, the only thing I didn't like about it is it took me a minute to figure out that was JD because he just
Shaved head.
decided to shave his head and grow a beard. I
mean, why
don't
not?
know where that- He had some weird arm thing
Hey, man,
going on.
why not?
Why not, baby?
Yeah. Anyway, so
And what was with his hand? Like sparkling?
something weird.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's
But
got an
anyway,
exosuit.
the only thing I didn't like, and this is why maybe they'll tell us maybe it is a flashback thing, or if that's later in the game, maybe we'll kind of ramp up and get to that point and see what's going on. At the end of the very first game, there's a bond between the three of them. Like they're really close, and throughout the whole game, that you can see they're very close friends. And now all of a sudden, we're being dropped in, and they're arguing, and they don't like each other, and like something's wrong, right? And it just threw me off because it's like, what's going on? Like to me, it felt like they almost just changed the whole dynamic. They're like, F4, let's just do this.
Well,
And
Matt,
it was like, whoa,
Matt
like, it
shot
was
in
just-
chat, who is
he's-
probably our
he's-
community
yeah, he's-
gear phenom.
Oh, yeah, he's a Gears dude.
It says, I agree, it's the beginning of the game. There's definitely a time gap between 4 and 5 from what they showed.
Yeah.
So your concern,
Because
I think,
at
is...
least I feel that they like had this bond in the fourth one, and then all of a sudden they're just like, bam, something's wrong,
Yeah.
So it kind of threw me off. for a
Overall,
second.
though, super stoked
Looks
for
good,
Gears
yeah.
5.
I like the Gears of War
I like
series.
the way they presented this. So instead of showing like the classic Gears combat and like when they released the last Gears at E3, they showed combat scene, which was good, but I think showing the story is a better, like it sucks you in, I feel like, and makes you want to play the game. We all know what the combat is. We don't need to see the combat again. Let's get the story. I think they presented it really well.
I also wonder if this is going to be kind of like a trilogy where we play as each character. Because, for example, in the first one,
That would be
we
cool.
played all the way through as JD. I mean, your other two were there with you the whole time for co-op and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And, they had their own story stuff as well. But this game seems to be more focused on Kate.
Yeah.
And that makes sense how the first game ended, right? And then maybe in the next game, you're more focused on Oscar's story. I don't know. It's just I wonder how they're going to do it or where we're going. Or
This is part of my reason why I don't agree when people say Xbox has no exclusives. Here's an exclusive right here. Here's a super awesome exclusive that.
But they've
really
had Gears of War
Exclusive.
forever.
they've had God of War forever. Interesting that they both end in war.
Maybe they're in the same universe.
Maybe they're in
Actually,
the same
technically,
verse.
this one's called Gears 5.
You're
That's what
right.
the last one was called, but they did confirm Gears of War 4. So I bet you it is Gears of War 5.
Oh,
Gears
Fair
5 for
enough.
short. It's
Yeah.
like slang. It's like calling you Spicy instead of Mister Mick.
But they may just be Gears 5. Sorry, I feel bad, saying that.
No, a lot of people are turned off by just calling it Gears 5. So I bet you they just
Yeah.
add.
I'm
war.
indifferent. I just want to play the game. Who cares? Yeah.
Madshot did mention in chat, more importantly, Gears 4 is 5 times experience
Yes.
right now.
Very cool.
Boom. So go hop over to
Should we
Gears
jump
5.
into that?
Dude, let's do it. Let's do
Okay.
it. We need to get back into that
Maybe
game.
we can ring Madshot in so we can win some
so
games.
we can actually go far.
Yeah.
He could be our superhero.
Yeah. Let's see what he thinks about that, and maybe
Boom.
we'll get
Let's
a couple
do it.
wins there.
Dom is the best. I
Okay.
agree, Mad Shot.
Then, so this was a huge announcement. What a way to end the show! And this is why I think this is just the presentation, the way they bring this. They're telling a story, leading it up, and then they hit you with 2 major punches at the end for the knockout.
Gears Pop.
5. No, Gears Pop was like the.
I think that was a
Gears
major,
Pop is like.
I think that was
they
a-
go up against the ropes, the rope-a-dope, and you think, oh no, it's over, and then boom,
I think
right
it
hook,
was a major punch, but a low blow.
and yeah, and then left hook right here.
World premiere.
Cyberpunk 20.
Oh, let's set the stage, though.
Play this
First,
just
Phil
play the
Spencer. Phil
Do I have the
Spencer.
song?
song. I hope you do.
Okay.
Phil Spencer comes out on stage and is like, "Guys, thank you so much. This is awesome. We are so excited for the future of the Xbox One. This
I might
is
be
where
able to get it.
this
but-
is where games can be and gamers. Blah blah blah." And then it's like the screens go blurry, and it's a hack. And McSpicy figured it out right away. He was like Cyberpunk right away. No.
What if it was
no
like
questions
something
asked?
else?
And he was just completely wrong.
No, you know, because it said CD. The first thing,
That's
like,
right, CD.
Like
Like how they're
the old
typing in DOS?
days, yeah, like old DOS days, they said CD, and I was like, "This is Cyberpunk. They just got hacked. Oh
What
my
if-
god!"
And then
But what if
the
it was
crowd
like
was the crowd was
Blunt
quiet.
2?
The crowd was quiet until when they entered in the password.
oh,
They typed in red,
what
and
you-
everybody freaked.
what you don't see in the briefing is so they have like the stage is amazing, right?
Yeah.
Everything, the consoles on the stage. They had several panels all the way around that you don't see a lot. You can see it in some shots, but everything was doing something else when that hack went on.
Yeah.
like it was awesome.
What if they just like announced Gwent 2? Like that would.
Gwent 2. Oh man, I want to go get the song, but I have to walk over there. To
Yeah,
go
that's
get
okay.
the
We could do it next week.
It's so good. So it starts out, and then it's this hack. The symbol comes up, then all this text, and then
And the crowd
then there's
freaks.
4 options, and one of them was E3 trailer. He was like scrolling down. There's one that said ice hack. There was another one that said there was some other things.
That people are probably.
I was
already
like, when
tearing
when all
apart.
this went on, I'm trying to read the code as fast as I could. You know,
What
I'm like,
what clues are here? What hints are we getting?
Exactly. They go up to the E3 MP4 trailer, and it said the CPU. It actually told you how much CPU it would cost, 3.9, if I remember right. And then they hit enter, and it said enter password. And then
Hey, that's
R.
interesting that you say that. It costs Okay, I have something for you.
Can you do that now? Can you tell me now?
Well, because I watched a lot of the videos about the behind closed doors, so I know some of the features that are coming. And because you said cost 3.4 CPU, that just reminded me of a feature that's.
What's the
in
feature?
there. So, what do you want to just talk about the trailer, and then we can talk about?
No,
other
I
things?
want to know the
Okay.
feature. I don't
you
care.
can't, You can't tease me like that.
Yeah, you
Okay,
can't
so,
do that to me.
It's there's gonna be things you can level up in the game, like hacker is one of them that you
Okay.
can level up.
Okay.
So I was just thinking, if you hack something, maybe it costs for 3
it's
point
like-
something
that's like
CPUs.
a,
Yeah, it's like a currency type thing.
Oh, that's
but there is
interesting.
also other things that you'll be able to level up with in the game as well.
Okay. So anyway, so in the stage, it was super cool. All this stuff's going on, and it was all basically surrounding us everywhere. Man, that stage is awesome. Then when it says enter password, and they say red.
People
And-
freak.
Yeah, it's just,
The guy next to me fainted.
dude.
He swooned.
I have been waiting.
Like, you know when Michael Jackson was on stage and women would faint? That's what this was like.
I have been waiting so long for this, and my hope was because I'm such a huge I'm a fan
CD Projekt Red.
for CD Projekt Red, but just for 80s synth music in general and the 80s timeline and the 80s style. And
They nailed it.
oh my gosh, it looks so it's futuristic, right? But it has this 80s flair and just that the synth sound that they got going on. Wow. And you know what's interesting? So then it shows this guy in this subway train, and he's got the most badass popped collar I've ever seen in my life. It's like a super powered pop collar with lights, which I'm gonna buy. I'm sure that there's going to be some available someday. I want a jacket like that.
Oh, it'd be
that
so
pops this
awesome.
collar.
Yeah.
But then it starts going through. It was an it was an
In-engine.
in-engine showcase of what's going on and all these characters, and they did so good with all this stuff. The cowboy in the pool area, like the billiards bar place, the person putting on makeup that has no face, just the things going on, the gunplay in it, and the music in the background. This is the greatest.
It was Fifth Element, Judge Dredd, Back to the Future, all rolled into one.
With 80s synth music going on in the background.
It was good.
This is my jam. This game is made for a guy like me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so pumped, and that's how they ended. Well, and then Phil came on later, but that trailer, if you guys have not seen that trailer, go watch it. It is so
Wait,
sexy.
Phil came on after that?
No, it ended. Phil came on first, then the hack.
Oh,
and then we just walked away.
I was like, yeah, we didn't see that part.
Yeah.
Oh.
Looks good though.
Yeah.
No. Then it ended with all the that had like all the trailers.
Yeah.
in it. Yeah. That's what I meant. But yeah,
it looks good. Yeah, there's a lot of.
You think
they
it's
did
a police game?
Well,
Police story.
Now that I've seen, I thought it was a police. So in the very first trailer, if you look at it, resolution really makes a difference. Just a heads up, guys. When you actually watch the video in 4K or 1080p, things are a lot crisper, and you can see things. So in the
you should have seen it on the screen we saw.
That was
in
like
the 8K.
20K.
The
Whoa.
20K screen that's as big
So
as my house.
in the first trailer with just the girl with the arms coming out being surrounded by the police, it specifically showed a guy behind her getting ready to pull the trigger, and it showed his Night City police badge. And I was like, oh, maybe that's the main character. And then at the hotel that night,
that's not the case.
well, I don't know yet. At the hotel that night, I watched the trailer again, and I saw something on his jacket, and I was like, oh, maybe that's the same police badge. But when you actually up it to 1080p, it's just the logo of his jacket. It's not a police badge. But I watched the behind closed doors interviews that they had, which is really cool. So you play as a character named V.
Okay.
That's his or her name. You can choose your character this time, so you can be a male or a female. They did talk about being able to customize stuff, so you can kind of mix and match what you wear and stuff like that. It sounded
Well,
like
it makes sense. I mean, if it's RPG Witcher style, you'll be able to do that.
It sounded like that. Don't quote me on everything. That's what it sounded like. It is first person, for sure. It is a shooter.
CD Projekt.
They talked about why they did first person, and it just basically because the way the world is built, you need to be more immersed.
Okay,
in it.
fair enough.
That's why they went with first person. They talked about what else did they talk about? They talked about how I said there's going to be different sections, like hacking is going to be a thing that you can level up and progress into, and they're going to have other stuff that you can level up and progress into. Your health is an aerosol can. It's like a drug. It's like you suck up, and it's like, oh yeah, I'm healthy again. So that's how you'll regain health and stuff like that. They did talk about the levels they played. They played a car chase.
Oh, by the way, that car is going to be iconic.
Yeah, so they talked about when you're in the
Dude,
cockpit.
the lights that
that
came
came
straight
up,
lines
there's-
all the way
Yeah.
across.
You
I
think
bet you
about-
car companies will do that.
If you think about iconic cars, you think about Kit,
Back to the Future.
Back to the
The
Future.
DeLorean.
This is going to be on that list.
Yeah, I agree.
They made their own car.
Yeah.
The Batmobile, this one.
I agree. Watch it's only like in one
when-
scene of the game. You like
there,
use it once.
there was a car chase demo that they did play. Keep in mind, all this is very early and stuff. There was a car chase demo that they played. When you're in the cockpit, the speedometer and everything is on the lower windshield. Very futuristic.
Oh, yeah, cool.
So you can do that, and they talked about it was kind of arcadey in the car, first person, but you can switch out to a third person view, which makes it feel a little bit more like Grand Theft Auto in the car. They did talk about when they talked about the customization. They did talk about you're in first person all the time, so you can't really see what you're wearing and stuff. But when you go into cutscenes, it'll pull back into third and all that stuff, right? They talked about the world. That map at the beginning on the trailer is pretty much the world. There's going to be the districts. There is a Haywood district. That's the suburban area.
Oh, wait, it's called the Haywood District?
It's called the Haywood
That's
District.
hilarious.
That's going to be my place.
That's
Yeah,
your place,
it is,
man. You got to get a place out
From
there.
what it sounded like, it's more of a suburban area.
No, that
you got
makes
your
sense.
slums to the south, your high
awesome.
ritzy to the north. You got your typical downtown, and then industry off past the Haywood district, which is really cool. It sounds like you'll be doing missions district per district and stuff like that. You can travel between the districts, but seamless open world. You can fast travel, but if you want to go from point A to point B all the way across the map, no loading screens, just one continuous open world.
That's so immersive.
Which is basically
so
everything.
immersive.
It's not really like super groundbreaking what they're saying. It all sounds like very similar Witcher features, just kind of enhanced for the next title. They didn't,
and just in such a cool atmosphere.
I mean, they're
really.
still a ways away, so they're not giving out too much, right?
Yeah.
They're just kind of saying, yeah, you're gonna have like the hacking is gonna be one of the upgrades you can do and stuff like that. And
Yeah,
so,
I
but
mean,
really a lot of cool features.
We went to caught the 15 minutes. They had a presentation in like the Coliseum where it was just the developers talking.
Yeah.
And it was only 15 minutes. And Jordan was joking when we were walking there that, yeah, they're going to say, yeah, we're building a game.
and that's
and
basically what it was.
We don't know when it's going to come out. And that's exactly what they said. We're building
are
a game and we don't know when it's coming
CD
out.
Projekt Red, and it really showed at this E3 being there live in person. They are the new Naughty Dog, the new Rockstar.
They're the cool kids,
They
man.
were the cool kids on campus. I mean,
Oh, man.
everybody. We went up to try. We didn't have an appointment for press, but sometimes you can drop in for press. They have like a separate room that press go into to talk about stuff. For press with appointments, big names in line waiting to get it. Like they were the only one with a line outside the door. Like
in the back door
in
conference
the back door
area.
for presses. I mean, it was easily the biggest game. It's won a bunch of game of the show already, stuff like that. It was, and for good reason. It looks legit. It looks cool.
Oh yeah! Oh my gosh! I'm gonna have the music they played in the background as my ringtone for the next little while.
That's cool.
Yeah,
That's really
that's
cool.
my plan.
Let's take us to the next portion of our show. This is the mailbag, baby.
Do I have a mailbag one?
You have just our normal, the achievement unlocked.
Oh, hold on.
That's normally what we do, right?
Oh,
Oh, there it is.
that one? Okay.
There it is. This is the portion of our show where we take questions from the mailbag in order.
Should we call it the mail sack? No, I'm
mail
just kidding.
sack?
The mailbag.
In order to submit a question each week to this mailbag/sack, you just need to subscribe to us on Patreon. $3 or more gets you access to the mailbag. Support the show and the community by joining our weekly mailbag over at patreon.com/positivegaming or XoneBros.com and hit the support tab at the top of the page. First question comes from Roland Archer. Roland writes in and asks, I'm especially interested to hear about anything you learned that was not from the press conferences, like actual gameplay and stuff you saw on the show floor. Awesome that you guys were able to attend. So I want to start here with McSpicy, probably one of the most anticipated games also at the show. He saw stuff. He got a sweet poster, actually, at EA Play. There's an Anthem poster right there. Look at that. For everybody live on Mixer,
Let me
they can
show
see.
this
Look at this
poster.
Anthem poster. Oh, and look at that. That stayed in your suitcase well. Oh, look at that.
Yeah, I had to fit this in my little
We're getting that bad
suitcase.
boy framed. McSpicy had a chance to sit through. You didn't get to play, but they played for you and let you watch the demo and explain what was going on with Anthem.
With Anthem,
This
yeah.
is something behind the scenes, not seen, outside of the conference.
So yeah, they showed parts of gameplay, what I saw in the actual reveal for Anthem, and some of the stuff that the press releases that they did. However, I got to see the whole thing, right? So I got to go in and sit, and they had a team of 4 people playing the game on a big screen that was absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
Which, man, there's so many tech stuff that
Did
I
they
want.
have their like individual screens?
Yeah, they had 4 screens on the right,
Oh, okay.
and then they
or,
were
or
showing.
was it like couch co-op?
no, split screens. they're just sitting there. 4 screens. That would be so awesome. No, so they had 4 people sitting to the right of me, where I was sitting, stage right. I don't know. And we were watching one of the screens, player 1's version of what was going on.
That guy had a tough job.
It was a girl.
Oh,
she's
she had a
actually
tough
really
job.
good.
Oh.
She's a good player too. Well, she's the developer. I assume
right,
she plays it a lot,
She
right?
They're
knows
probably
that
in
game
God
inside
mode,
out.
too, so.
Yeah. I don't think they were.
Oh, okay.
I don't think they were, and I'll tell you why. So I got to watch the last showing of the game of this part
Of
right?
E3, they were packing up after Mark.
After me, they were done. There was a guy with a microphone announcing what was going on as we were playing. And it's funny, he started out, I think everyone else got a different showing than what I got to see. Because he started out, he was like, I think this is our 50th time doing this thing. We usually have a set thing to do. I'm just going to let these players do whatever they want. That's basically what he said, right? So what I saw, I'll try to remember. What I saw them go. What we haven't seen is the map. I got to see them press start and go into the map and look at the stuff. I actually even got to see how people are invited.
Oh, very
into
cool.
the party.
Nice way.
Yes. Super simple. There was a section on the right side of the screen. And it was like designed very well, by the way. It was like an angled corner, and it's just a simple invite feature that just join the game. And they actually showed me. They only had 2 people join because I think they wanted to show how easy and seamless it was to had your the third person come in, like the final 4th person.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So we have 1 person playing the game, 2 people joined that game, and then they started playing, and then later on, another player joined the game, and I think they wanted to show how seamless that was.
Yeah.
So they did mention that while you're playing, it hasn't been ESO'd, where you can't play if they're ranked higher or lower. No. Everyone can. It balances out, and everyone can play regardless of where you are.
Yeah.
In as far as leveling, if you're like rank 30 and that's actually what they had. They had a rank 12 go to the rank 30 and they were able to play.
Very cool.
You can go back, and I asked this guy after, you can go back and play, help people play, and you will still be rewarded. So, for example, if we're in your world and your level is 12 and I'm a 30, when I go back to help you, I will still get my own loot system
scaled for you.
Yeah,
nice.
From what I understand.
Yeah.
Or I think, yeah. So.
Now, sorry to stop you there. When they did this, did they start in the game or did they start in like a hub somewhere, like the tower?
It started, where you saw, he was Polynesian or Hispanic or something.
Yeah.
You started with him.
Okay.
And you're walking along, and he's
like a mechanic. Or
Were
something
you in
to
the forward base of the Star Wars thing that crawls that they talked about would be your forward base?
Yeah, you were in a base. I don't know where it was.
Right.
So you started there, and then it was just a cutscene, right? He's like, "Hey, I got the good stuff for you, whatever." And he's like, "Yeah, I put on the bells and whistles, whatever, just like a good mechanic would." That's the kind of guy I want under my.
Yeah, of course.
Knife chip.
But it looked super cool when you got in. I think everyone was able to see that the padding, and you get into the suit
like Titanfall,
and it goes down. Yeah, like
reminds
Titanfall.
me of Titanfall.
And then you take off, and you got to see a lot of what I saw. But I know that they brought up the map, and there were special points on the map, and it was so you see a map. It was gridded out into sections, like state lines or county lines and stuff like that. And there were certain points that you could, I believe they're fast travel points, but I could be mistaken.
Okay.
So I think there's fast travel, but they went to one in the middle that was long and tall.
Okay.
I don't know what it was called.
It was called the long zone.
The long middle zone. They went there, and of course they started playing. And in the gameplay itself, you got to see a lot of what they were doing, right? So you got to see that big guy with the lava chest. Colossus. They skipped him.
The bad guy.
The bad guy.
I know what part you're talking before in the trailer before they go down into the water.
Correct. Right before, yeah.
Okay.
So that guy popped up and they took some shots at him, to shoot him, but he was like super overpowered for the area, and that's what the guy said. I know that I said that they can do whatever they want, but this guy's really strong, and they're not leveled for this dude.
Okay, cool.
So they skipped him. They went into the water.
Hence why you don't think they were in God mode.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. And he also said there was another section where there were turrets, there were snipers, there's a whole bunch of stuff, and you can plan your attack. And you can be stealthy, I believe, because he asked, do you guys want to see them do stealthy, or do you want to see them go in heavy and hard, right?
Yeah. Heavy and hard, I'd be all about heavy
That was
and
a
hard.
sniper. That was a different section, but he asked that, and of course we said, let's just go in guns blazing.
Yes.
The crowd was like, let's go in guns blazing. So it seems like you can do there's some stealth stuff. I didn't see it, but the option was there.
Well, I would imagine it is because it looks like Skyrobi in chat was there and saw it, and he said Anthem gameplay looked a bit slow. Did it speed up on the other demo? So maybe they showed some stealth, which would slow down the game.
Oh, okay.
So if you go in guns blazing, it was probably a lot faster. For you.
Yeah. They then went to another area that it was like a zone with a whole bunch of different stuff, and you can plan your attack in different ways. Apparently, you could take out the turrets first. You can take out snipers. You can do this. You can take it out however you want. And the reason I think there's another reason I think they didn't have God mode on is he was like, I'm gonna let these guys choose what they do because it's the last time and we don't know what's going on. And they decided to attack the turrets first, so you had to attack. It was like an event where certain things had to take place.
Was this a boss fight?
That part was not a boss fight.
Okay,
no.
okay.
But it was like
getting to the boss.
Yeah, it was like an area where you had to fight. So the people that were playing decided to take the turrets, and the guy was like, "Oh, okay. Well, I hope they don't die."
They're going for it.
They're doing
Look at these guys think they're good or something.
Exactly. So they did that. Then they actually had in the interest of time, they skipped ahead a couple of things. What I think is funny is they actually fought a section called The Hive.
They Fortnite Destiny.
It was pretty fun. They fought a section. Actually, I think the boss that comes down from the ceiling you see in the trailer is in the Hive.
Yeah.
That is.
I think
funny.
that's in the Hive, and I got to see that boss fight. Super cool. What I really liked about what I saw is the verticality, and I think you kind of get a taste of it.
It shows in the trailers. They shows them jumping from the top of this building / city area, and they go down
Going through.
Those vertical maps. I think are on
During the boss fight, you can fly. Which changes. I know that sounds weird, but they're sitting there fighting, goo, and then you can fly and float and start fighting too. So you are
Changes boss mechanics too. I mean, if you have that mobility, they can do all different sorts of things.
exactly. I know that you're limited to like 2 minutes of flight because you overheat. But if you go through waterfalls and if you go through water, it'll cool it off immediately.
That's a cool feature.
Yeah,
That's why they fly through water.
That's why you fly through the waterfall to cool down your engines and stuff. Kind of interesting.
Oh, that is cool.
But what I really, really liked, like one of my favorite features. Actually, before I tell you my favorite feature, I love the double jump system. By the way, that sounds stupid
'cause it's
too.
flight.
Because you can literally like jump, like because you
Without
don't
using your flight engines. Is that
Yeah.
what it is?
Yeah.
So, sorry, you're cooling down your engine, so you only have a limited time
Yeah.
that you can
The little-
consistently fly for.
I believe it's in the trailer. You can see this little meter underneath your viewpoint. And that goes down, but it goes down really slow. So you
Okay.
have 2 to 5
And I
minutes.
imagine
don't
you
know
can
what it
level
is.
up that equipment and stuff in each suit
Yes.
as you go.
Yes. Yeah. And by the way, he said, this is interesting, and I don't know if this is common knowledge. He said the weapons you get change your abilities. So you have, and you can put, so I saw 2 Colossuses playing, right?
Sure.
The big boys who are on our screen, and then another team member was a Colossus. One of them had a rocket shoulder pad thing with rockets, another had like a minigun and stuff. Those change your abilities, like the ground pound stomp.
Oh, okay.
Or
that makes
a mortar.
sense. I think that makes sense. That's cool.
So you have abilities, but they change per your weapon class, and there are legendary weapons and stuff like that you rank up and that kind of stuff. My favorite feature that I saw was the guild. It reminded me of Guild Wars 2, where you can combo elemental damage. And I don't know if it's elemental or not, but like the one of your members is like one of your teammates was like a floating. I don't know which one. He was the blue one. He doesn't
wizard.
fly. He floats. He floats like Magneto. Like he floats around, and he floated over a whole bunch of. It was like a mini boss dude and bunch of little guys, and he went like he totally Thor. Mjolnir hammered it. He like went, and a lightning bolt went through him from the sky and crashed into the guy below him. So he floated above him, and it went down and hit the dude.
That's cool.
And then the Colossus used his elemental ability, and then it did like the Guild Wars 2 chain reaction combo. You might Ultimate Alliance. You remember those old
yeah.
games? That game had that kind of
Guild
mechanics.
Wars 2 had it.
Yeah, Guild Wars 2 had it, and then it just went super damage.
Oh, that's so cool.
And I love the fact that it's like Borderlands, where all the
Numbers.
numbers are flying out.
Did they show loot, like picking up loot drops, anything like that? Was that shown?
I did not.
They
I don't
showed that in the
remember
very
seeing
first
that.
trailer.
They showed it in the trailer, and I was
Yeah.
just curious if they went into more
I
depth
can't
on it.
remember. I can't remember
So
seeing
overall, everything you saw got. The first question I asked you when you came out of that was, how does it compare to Destiny?
Oh, so when I came out of that, I was
Because this is going to be the Destiny competitor. Absolutely.
they are directly competing with Destiny.
Yeah.
It is such like even that I laughed because they have the hype that they're fighting,
Yeah.
right? This is directly competing. I got so excited and I was just blown away by how pretty it was, the design, the gameplay. I loved how you moved, the verticality. This game got me so excited. I cannot wait to play. I cannot wait to own this game.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
everybody, I think.
I went in this, so my expectations for this game, all I wanted was
the Iron Man drop.
the Iron Man drop, where from Iron Man 1, when he drops down in the middle of the war zone and he just goes tink and he slams. You have that.
You have that.
They did that right at the beginning, and then I was pretty pumped. That's all I wanted, but I got so much more.
So good. If from what you saw, if the rest of the game holds out like this, definitely a Destiny competitor.
Yeah, because this is. I mean, parts of it reminded me of Destiny. Parts of me reminded me of Borderlands. Parts of it reminded me of Guild Wars 2.
Yep.
And the thing that really stands out that I didn't get to see that I'm excited is the fact that this is a BioWare game. So the
decision, the story. Yeah,
there's
they're very
going to
story-driven.
be. They are known for deep story.
Oh.
And
Yeah,
we
that's
don't
a
even
good
know
point.
anything.
That's a
Anything
really
about
good
it.
point.
This is going to be. This is going to be a Destiny killer, man.
Yeah.
Which because it appeases to the Destiny players hard.
Yeah.
It's so.
I'm
so excited.
I'm so excited. You're getting me excited just sitting here.
Oh man.
And I believe there was a release date.
Oh, did I? What was that?
February?
That's right. February 20 or
Something.
19th.
Do you know what's funny? So when we were leaving, and I was I purposely was the last one out. By the way, I wanted to be the last one out of the last show. I walked up to him. I'm like, "Good job, man!" And I was like, "Hey, can I take a picture?" And he said, "Yeah, go for it." I don't care."
and on the picture it says, "Do not take a picture."
Yeah,
no
I have a
photography
picture.
allowed.
I have a picture of Anthem that says "Do not take pictures." I'm a rock star.
They're just like,
that is awesome. So this is based on Roland Archer wrote in and asked, let us know, some things that weren't shown during the conferences. McSpicy saw Anthem. One other big game that I want to hit on is we got to play Destiny. Is it Gambit? The Gambit
mode, yeah.
Jordan, tell us your first impressions. I was super impressed by it.
Yeah, it
I
was
really
really
liked
fun.
it. Ton of fun.
So it's
share a little bit
it's
about
almost
Gambit.
like a horde mode, if you will, right? Enemies drop, and you have to shoot them and kill them. Every time an enemy dies, they drop a light or a mote that you have to collect. So you have to actually physically run up and collect it. You don't just get it. You have
gotta
to run
go
up
put
and
you gotta
collect
bank
it.
it.
Well, you have to run up and collect it first, then you have to run back to your bank and bank it. And then I think it was like increments of 10 up to 60 or something like that. Every 10 that you get, it sends like a super bad guy or a blocker to
the other
team who you're playing against.
Which causes when you send a bad guy over, it causes the bank to go underground and it won't reappear. So you can't bank
Unless you
any
kill
of
that
those
guy.
emote or only those motes until you kill that guy.
Yeah. And then when you fill up your meter to the maximum amount, you summon the primeval, and from that point,
Yeah.
if you destroy him and you win. So first one to destroy primeval wins. Now at random intervals during this tug of war, sending blockers to the enemy, getting blockers sent to you, collecting your motes, you can invade the other team. So it's 4 versus 4. Randomly, the portal. Well, I'm sure it's not random. I'm sure there's certain increments that it will happen at.
Yeah.
But the portal will open, and you can jump into the portal, and then you go to your.
Go to the opposing
You go to the
team's
opposing
side.
team.
So you're separated.
Yep, you go to the opposing team and you can shoot them. Which, if you shoot and kill them, I mean, obviously they're respawning and it takes more time for them to get their motes
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And then eventually you'll be pulled back if you don't die, right? But no, it was super fun, and it's best of 3.
Best
You
of
got
3
3
rounds.
of that.
We won. For the record,
Yeah, we did.
were a fantastic team.
We were.
We didn't just win.
We destroyed. I think
destroyed
it's because other people jumped in not understanding the game mechanics, and we
Oh.
because it shows the meters up top, and our meter just goes whoop because we were messing around, man.
No.
Super fun, refreshing multiplayer game.
Yeah,
mode in
really,
my
really.
mind.
I was really impressed.
For those of you that are big into Destiny and are looking forward to this, you absolutely should be excited for it. I found it refreshing. I thought it was an interesting game mode. I think it's a blast. It'll be interesting to see on different maps what happens. I'm sure they'll have different bosses that come and stuff like that. but I really enjoyed it.
This is where I got to play with the bow.
Oh yeah, how was the bow? Everybody asks questions about the bow.
Feels awesome.
That's like a
gonna be
sniper, right?
It's like I this is gonna sound weird. I compare it to the hunting rifle in Fortnite. It's kind of like your hybrid sniper. Did I spit on your phone?
No.
Oh,
I was just looking at it.
I just get excited when I talk about video games. No, it feels really good. You can hold it down. When you hold down the trigger, you have about 6 to 8 seconds. I didn't count until it forces you to release.
Yeah.
And then there's like a 2-second. You get more power if you hold back, and there's a little reticle that goes in, and then you can shoot it. But it feels great. It feels like a bow. It's super satisfying. You know how you get satisfied when you get those shots right on the crit spots? This has that feeling. And unlike the sniper rifle where you're totally zoomed in and once you shoot, it's hard to see
where you're
to
at
keep
or what
track.
happened in your character.
This is why I feel like it's the hunting rifle. It's the hybrid. You can still have a good POV
area of view.
area. So you can I felt like I hit more crit shots than I ever have before without missing because of the bow.
So you're gonna become a bowman.
Oh yeah, it's really fun. I like the bow a lot.
It was fun, yeah.
2 more things on this question that I want to hit real quick. Jordan, talk about is it Battle Realm?
Realm Royale.
Realm
But
Royale.
That's PC only.
It's PC. Oh, it's PC only.
Yeah.
Then let's skip that. Sorry, that was fun though.
For now, anyway. It may
that
come
was
to
fun.
console later.
But McSpicy got to take some crack that he's gotten away from Call of Duty.
Yeah,
The new Call of Duty.
Yeah, and you guys were saying that this is like reintroducing me to my drug.
Yeah. How was the new Call of Duty?
Oh, it felt great. It was a good game. We lost.
We got crack. Well, you won. We lost.
My back was so sore from carrying you guys.
It's so. The gameplay in that the gunplay in Call of Duty is so on point. Like, it's amazing.
I found this interesting. So I have not played Call of Duty since Modern Warfare 3. So I'm several versions behind. I was able to pick up and go like I'd never left.
Yeah.
Which tells me a couple of things.
I mean, it's a good formula. Why change it?
Why change the formula? The formula really hasn't changed, right? The gunplay felt tight. It felt the same. I mean,
Yeah.
Call of Duty is known for great gunplay.
Yeah.
No, I thought that game mode we played was really interesting too.
It was basically like a conquest, but they change.
It's a capture the hill,
But they change the area every.
search and destroy.
Yeah.
We had limited lives, and the capture the point. We had to capture the point. I liked it. I'm a fan of search and destroy, and I really like that game mode. I wish you guys were better.
No, I haven't played Call of Duty. I played one Call of Duty my entire life, and that's it.
And you did okay. Okay, I'm just kidding. You killed 8 people. I'm proud of you.
Sloppy Scopes writes in. Thank you, Roland Archer. Great question. Sloppy Scopes writes in and asks, with the acquisition of 5 new studios working with Microsoft, is the end of the Xbox doesn't have any exclusives argument in the future? This seems to be the only argument left in Sony's corner. And with this news, will the fanboys need a new angle? Love the show, the community. Stay positive, baby.
I think that argument was flawed to begin with.
I do think we went to dinner with a bunch of people in the community, and Ronan made a really good point. He says he thinks that when fans say that there's no exclusives, that they're only viewing exclusives. To them, an exclusive is a single player AAA story game, like an Uncharted.
Yeah.
But if you look at it, I mean, Xbox has multiplayer exclusive fantastic games: Halo, Gears, Forza. And so he thinks
Single
they just don't count that as an exclusive.
Yeah,
and I think that's a great point. I've always said I think it's flawed. You have Sea of Thieves, you have Cuphead, you have these really huge Ori and the Blind Forest. You have these really big games. They're not AAA single player games that PlayStation has. But I do think with Ninja Theory, I think that's going to be Ninja Theory's sweet spot.
Well, and the thing is they went and did this to, get those games, and people just complained, well, you didn't create your own, you just bought some.
Yeah,
So,
and
there's
let's be
really
honest.
no winning
I mean, and
anyway.
there's fanboys on the Xbox side too, no doubt. But fanboys are always going to find a reason to not like the competition.
Yeah.
So there you go. Great question, though, Sloppy Scopes. Thank you so much. Jonathan Yanes writes in and asks, what games announced at E3 were you like, I have to pre-order that right now? With some games being released this year around the same date, does that impact your decision to pre-order one game over another? Jordan is the pre-order king. Jordan, any games at E3 that were announced that you thought, I'm pre-ordering that right away.
Yeah, well, I mean, it wasn't announced this E3, but they had it there. Ashen, I was really pleasantly surprised with that game.
Yeah,
and I
like
wanna
that
get it.
much, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, it's going to be on Game Pass, but yeah, I want to get that game. So
Big
it's really
Spicy.
cool.
How about you? Anything?
Well, I knew I was going to anyways. I just didn't know if I would see anything. Cyberpunk, of course. We mentioned
yeah.
how crazy I was over that, and then seeing it just blows my mind.
For myself, Skull and Bones. I wanted to jump in and try. This is it's basically the For Honor version of piracy. Like, and it's not, you can't compare it to Sea of Thieves. They're completely different games. This is the Call of Duty team deathmatch of piracy. So Sea of Thieves is one that I'm super looking forward to. Great question, Jonathan Yanes. Mark Duncan or Dark Munkin writes in.
Dark Monkey.
And says Microsoft teased that they were deep into not only the next console, Project Scarlet, I believe they're calling it, but also they said they are actively working on cloud game streaming so console quality games can be on any device. In your minds, is Project Scarlet the last console generation? What is the future of console if all games can be cloud streamed? And are gamers ready for that? This is a great question. I do not think it's the end of consoles.
No, because it streams from your console.
Well, but I mean, even EA announced that
cloud
anything's going to be able to stream to your phone and play any game.
When they talk about cloud streaming, it's talking about
All the process is done on the
calculations are done on the cloud. So
back end.
instead of upgrading consoles, you just you still need the device that it streams to.
I don't think it's the end, and here's why. Phil Spencer, during his like question and answer that he had at E3, talked a lot about where can console goes from here, where can PC goes from here. A local PC is always going to be a better way to game because you don't have to deal with lag, you don't have to deal with the constraints of data caps or your internet company or anything like that. There's nothing you have to worry about. It's right there in front of you. But Phil Spencer talked about on consoles where they can improve is frame rate and CPU and GPU differentials. So like CPUs on the Xbox are so much lower than they are on a PC, what you have, right? And so he says bumping those up and then really, really being able to handle multiple frame rates, much higher frame rates where you can improve. I think that's where consoles are always going to have a home, as well as PC. I think streaming is the future for a lot of games, but not for every game, and I think there will always be a space for
But you got to
consoles.
think streaming also costs a lot more money for the developer, too, because that's upkeep on your servers. That's a specific server you have to have.
Yeah, so not only think about Fortnite, where you have to have servers that players play on, but then you have to have servers that are processing the game for each one of those players that are playing on. So that's really expensive. Eventually, we'll probably get there, but I still think there will always be a place to have a localized console and PC. Agree? Disagree?
I agree.
McSpicy?
Yeah, I agree.
Very good. Very good. Oh, very good. Good for agreeing with me. Anyways, great question. I thought that was really interesting, Mark Duncan. Thank you very much. Freaky Ro writes in and asks, this is about Fallout. How do you feel with Bethesda taking Fallout in an entirely new direction? Always online, always PvP. Every character is a player, etc. He says, I love the Fallout franchise, but I play it for the single-player RPG experience. If I want an online experience, I'll play a Sea of Thieves or something similar. Do you think this Fallout will be a setback or a boon for the franchise? Jordan, what do you think? Do you think this Fallout is going to be a setback?
Well,
or a boon?
like you said earlier, Todd Howard was very specific on saying if you want to play by yourself, you can. There's nothing wrong with that, right? But honestly, this is how I look at it. Todd Howard hasn't done me wrong yet.
Doesn't do you wrong, baby.
I'll follow him anywhere. I don't know. I think it's just something different. It's always good to mix up the in my opinion, it's always good to mix up the franchise every once in a while, just so it doesn't get stale or anything like that. But I don't know, it's just going to be a fun take, and I trust the fact when he says, hey, you can play by yourself and still have a great experience, that if I want to play my solo experience, that'll be fun. Then you guys hop on later. We jump into multiplayer.
The only concern, and I don't think, so for instance, ESO versus Skyrim, ESO is not nearly as great at storytelling as Skyrim because it's more focused on the multiplayer. Yeah. That would be the only concern in Fallout, but I really don't think really don't think that that's going to be a concern.
This is not a mainstream. It's not a Fallout 5.
Yeah, it's a sub.
I mean, they had Fallout Shelter, which is for years, I don't know, for lots and lots of months, it was the #1 app on any downloading service available. iTunes, Android.
But they did say that it said this is a full Fallout game, full story.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so was
I'm just saying it's not a Fallout 5. It's a very specific niche.
Yeah. What I'm saying. Battlefield 1 was a full game, but it wasn't the next main thing in the series. You know what I mean?
Fallout,
Something like
yeah,
that,
Fallout Shelter obviously is not a main thing, but extremely popular because it's very good at what it does.
Sure,
right?
sure.
So I'm just saying, if it's for you, you're gonna love it. If it's not, then there will be a Fallout 5.
Oh, it's not the end of the series. This isn't a new direction.
This isn't a new direction.
You are-
Fallout.
I think it's a beta for online in Skyrim, like having that multiplayer mode,
Or their
in
new
in
IP
Skyrim
that they
or
announced.
in ESO, or their new IP. Yeah, I honestly trust him when he says you'll be able to play it by yourself and it'll be the same Fallout experience you've always had.
Todd Howard's never done me
It's
wrong.
never done you wrong. There you go. Scottman writes in. Great question, Freaky Hero. Scottman writes in and asks, after playing Forza Horizon 4, does the Crew 2 stand against it? Is the Crew 2 still a purchase for you? And if yes, is that because Forza is in the Game Pass? This is
how does the Crew 2 stand against it? That's the question. How does it fare?
yeah. How
basically?
does the Crew 2 stand against it? Yeah. This is a really good question.
Yeah, it is.
Yes, I will be purchasing both games, and it's not because Forza is on the Game Pass. They're entirely different games. The Crew is steep. If you like the steep formula where you jump in and I want to fly a plane, I want to down this specific course and try to beat this time and go against other people in the community. Think of Trials. Crew is more like Trials than it is like Forza, in my opinion. Which we did get to play Trials, and holy crap, that's a good
That was
game.
fun
The new
one, yeah.
Trials.
Yeah, that's really good. I really enjoyed it.
McSpicy got kicked off.
I got kicked off of Trials.
They were like, "Oh, excuse me, you got to go."
So after playing Forza Horizon 4, like I just started leaning Forza again because I did play the Crew closed beta, given it's a closed beta. But I mean, the Forza thing was a demo too, so they're similar.
Yeah.
In that way. But the Crew 2 was fun, and I think it's a huge step over the first one. Sure. That's why I'm happy that you'll buy it, so I'll still get to play it.
Yeah.
But
See, in my mind,
but after play, I think maybe it's just me. I lean more Forza anyway.
Yeah.
You know.
So
what
if if there's one car arcade type racer that you're going to get, I would go with Forza Horizon 4. Mm-hmm. However, for me, it scratches two completely different itches.
Yeah,
yes,
they
they're
are
both,
different.
Yes, they're both racing, but one it's literally steep or Trials with racing, and the other one is like this fully fleshed out mixture sim arcade style racing game. So for me, I'd still get two. I think Forza, if they were to go head to head, if I had to choose one, I obviously would choose Forza 4, but I am a little biased. I mean, Forza Horizon 3 was my favorite racing game of all time. Forza Horizon 4 just feels better than it, and it's gorgeous, the area. So if I had to choose one, however, I will still be getting both because they scratch different itches for me. You know, like they're different enough for that. Free Radical writes in, and maybe we could tell the story about you getting kicked off here, McSpicy, and then I want Jordan the Whip story. Free Radical writes in, hey, Scottman, that's a great question, by the way. Thank you very much for writing in. Free Radical says, I want to hear about everything, but specifically the strangest, weirdest interaction or thing you saw/did. No cross-shot rehashing. That gold can only be touched once. So what strangest thing you saw or did, or just weird thing that happened to you? So can I share an experience real quick?
Yeah.
I'm standing in line for the Microsoft conference. The Rare developers are standing right next to me. So I'm just talking to them about stuff with some other people around me about Sea of Thieves, what you like, what you didn't like, stuff like that. People are coming up to them in the middle of the line and saying, hey, I like what you guys did with this, but I hate this part. And it's like, whoa, man. And I'm sure they were so gracious, the developers, the people from Rare, and they were so like, thank you very much for your opinion. But I'm sitting there thinking, and it happened multiple times as we're just standing there, that has got to get so old quick. And you don't think of that. Like everybody's got an opinion on your, it would be like if we were standing in line and everybody was coming up saying, hey, I like this about your podcast, but I hate this. Or, hey, and everybody does have an opinion, but imagine getting that every day, like standing in line at E3. I'm sure they get it all the time. And any developer, I think, gets that. And that was just something interesting that I had never considered
They all
before.
have like meetings before. This is what you can say. This is what you can't say.
Well, and they all
Don't
just say,
get
oh,
mad.
thank you. Yeah, we'll take that in consideration. I think it just becomes automatic for them that they don't take it personal or anything like that. McSpicy.
Yeah, you wanted me to talk about when I got kicked off Trials?
You got kicked off Trials, yeah.
No, I wanted to
It
play
was really
the
awkward. We kind of just, we don't know this guy. What?
No.
No, just kidding.
It was really funny because I'm a huge Trials fan. I play every Trials I can get my hands on, and the interesting thing about this demo is there's no time limit. Like other demos, they have like a thanks for playing. See ya, screen. No, they don't on this. They had 10 levels you could play.
You just got to choose.
You got to choose, and they showed the difficulty.
And you went to the difficult ones right away.
Yeah,
right?
I went right to the easiest hard level.
Okay.
Just to see where my skill set was at, and I beat that in 2 minutes.
Sure.
I was like, okay, let's go to the hardest level they have. So with a Trials game, when you play the hard levels, you try again and again and again and again. And I'm just sitting there like, ooh, I got this. What's funny is I think they would have been more cool with me if I was on one of the other consoles.
Yeah, because people couldn't see you in line.
Where I was right in front of everyone in line. Everyone was watching me play, and everyone was watching me fail hard because it's the hardest level. And I'm like, gotta get this.
Here we go.
And after I think I was
You were in the zone.
Yeah, I think I was. It keeps track. I think I was at 120 deaths, give or take, plus or minus. And the guy came after. He's like, "You want to do a couple more tries and then please leave?"
Excuse me. Thank you for playing, but please leave.
That was pretty funny. I was like, "Oh, yeah, that's fine."
And you actually got on the hype zone.
Oh yeah, I was on the hype zone. So they had the mixer section, and Mixer has this. For those listening, Mixer has this area where if you get close to a chicken dinner or a victory in any battle royale game, really, they'll put you on their channel. It's kind of cool. So I went to play Realm Royale. And I was right on the hype zone, and this was the first time I played that game.
Well, and this was more difficult because on the hype zone, what they did is they put you on this big screen that everybody that was around the Mixer booth could see.
Everyone can see me.
And there's a dude with a microphone there, and they're announcing it play by play. And they're asking you questions. You're like a celebrity.
I know. I was like, oh, hey. Yeah. I was like, wait. I was asking them questions too. I was like, is there fall damage? Or it was great. The guy was like my life coach. It was great. He's like, you got this, man. You got this. He's doing this. He's doing that. I had a good time.
Yeah, you were good there. Jordan, how about you? Weirdest thing you saw or crazy experience at E3?
That whip guy that you were saying about.
So you were walking.
So
to
we
the
were walking
conference
to the
by
conference
yourself.
center by myself, and there's this guy in leather pants and a full leather outfit, and he had this whip, and he was just laying on the ground, and he kept smacking the ground with the whip, and he just was yelling stuff.
It was crazy.
Welcome to LA.
Yeah.
Welcome to
And I
Los
was
Angeles.
like, okay, and everybody kind of leaned, shifted over to the edge of the sidewalk.
Please don't whip me.
Yeah.
Yeah, downtown
And then,
LA is interesting.
And the other thing is this guy I actually kind of respected, but so you know how you get to the crosswalk and you hit the button and you wait for the guy icon to come.
The walk icon.
So this is like coming off the freeway almost, right? This is a busy road, so it has the hand stop, and all these cars are coming by, and we're all sitting here in this big group, and this guy just makes his way through the group. He looks at the street and he just starts walking across it. Cars coming.
Yeah,
he
just
full on
goes,
traffic.
just
And
doesn't stop.
he's walking. He's not running. He's just like a normal pace walking. And people start honking at him. So he just lifts up his middle finger and he holds it as high as he can and just walks through this huge thing of traffic. And
that dude is crazy.
Yeah, and
but I
everybody was
respect
like,
him.
yeah, it was like, oh, well,
Way to take charge, man.
he went for what he wanted and he got it.
He got it.
You know?
I mean, that's
it was like, whoa, yeah.
There you go.
This other guy I kind of respected that guy a little bit because he knew what he wanted and he got it.
Yeah, that he did. That does us for our E3 special. Thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in. Mr. McSpicy, any games you're going to download as a result of E3? Maybe like a Fallout 4, maybe a trial.
I will
something like that.
I think I'm going to do a new playthrough at Fallout 4. Although I would like to visit my
your previous. You got to show us. I'm curious about this prison you've created.
It is so funny
for your slaves.
For my kinky slaves.
Sorry,
my kinky slaves. Oh my
Where can people
God.
find you?
I'm on Twitter at Mr. McSpicy. My gamer tag is Mr. McSpicy. Also, if you want to ask more questions about what happened, this is our longest show we've ever done. I really like that question. You want to hear about everything? Hop on Discord. Ask us. We have lots of stories. I have lots of stories. It's like a crazy.
This was a long show. We all, I think, had to pee at least one time.
I know.
Oh, did you not go?
I have a bladder of pure vibranium.
I think you have one of those stadium
Vibranium.
pals.
Stadium pals. Yeah, you just strapped to your leg.
I don't. You guys pee like 20 times before I pee
Well,
once.
in all fairness, I have had 2 sun-kissed and a full bottle of water.
I have 3 drinks over here.
None of them are open.
But 2 of them are full.
No.
Jordan, how about you? Any games you think you're gonna be downloading? Going back to?
two games that where I'm actually playing tonight with some people. I not because
With
of,
some
I mean,
people.
It's been out. It's been out for a while, but because it was released on Switch, I got into it for the Xbox.
Oh, that's right.
It's Paladins.
Paladins, you enjoyed
It's-
that?
Yeah,
You've been looking it
I
up.
really like the way they do, and then staying in the high-res studios genre. I am also playing Realm Royale.
Oh, yeah.
I really like.
You like
Realm
that?
Royale. Yeah, I really like it a lot. So it's a good time.
That's PC
And
only,
it's-
though.
Yeah, PC only though right now.
And Jordan,
it's free, though.
where can people find you?
Jordan the Man XOB, every single place in the world.
I am XoneBros everywhere. I think I'm going to be downloading Trials, actually. Playing that new Trials made me want to get back into the other Trials. And McSpicy is showing all his loot that he got. Here's a little princess from Zelda. Let's hit that outro button, McSpicy. Thank you, everybody, for joining us for another episode. Thank you for your support. We hope we represented the XoneBros community well at E3. I think that we did. Thank you for tuning in. We are the XoneBros. Don't forget to subscribe and rate us over on iTunes. It really helps the show with rankings and helps to expose this community to more amazing gamers. We love gaming. We love this community. Have a great week, everybody. We will see you next time. Stay positive and keep it real. Bye-bye now.
See ya.
Thank you so much, everybody in chat, for joining us. We really appreciate it. We're 2 subs away on Mixer from our next emote. 2 subs. Oh, super excited. If you haven't yet, check if you have a free sub. Just hit that pink button and then go to gift sub. We are now, thank you again for joining us, but we're going to do our producer credits now. Producers are anybody on the show who subscribes for $20 or more over on Patreon. We just want to give a huge shout out and thank you to them. Here is some awesome music. Thanks, guys. We'll see you guys next week. Here's our producers, Alpha Builder, the man, the building man,
Beast 420.
the Beastroid,
Beastroid.
the Beastroid.
Chief William 86.
Oh, and some Fallout. I gotta play some
With
Fallout
dog
4,
meat.
guys.
Chris Corran with the bow and arrow.
Hey,
taking
that's
out
a
that
cool
dragon.
mage in the background. I never saw
Skyrim
that.
in it.
Dark Knight, the Father.
The Father,
Also known as the Father.
also known as Dark Knight.
D squared.
Dylan
Dylan.
Domingo, Double D.
The Shadow Navy.
Dude, Skyrim. Look at how epic that is. Oh, Freaky Reeky R.O. Thank you very much, Freaky.
Free Radical.
Oh, okay, Free Radical. I'll say it. Free
Yeah, like
Radical
that
from
beat.
Mordor coming
Like
in
that.
with Greg Shady.
Craig's ready.
Locking the arrow.
From downtown, it's Happy Mayo.
Good picture.
The horse of apocalypse, the apocalyptic. Look at that sword. How strong you have to be to carry
Kid
that
of all
sword?
dreams.
Oh, dude, Vikings
With
scare
for
me.
honor.
That's why you put a Viking in the middle.
Michael Contini with the Bioshock representation. I like the
Representation of Batman.
nerdy meathead
With a nerdy meathead.
showing off some Batman sass.
Like a badass, it's R56 Cooper S11 win Forza.
Reactor
I
League.
love that.
As what's
Cartman.
Is it the Coon? Is his name?
Coon.
The Coon.
Yeah,
The Coon.
Super Coon. RSMG Gaming with some
Enjoying the
Minecraft.
sunset.
That's so relaxing.
Ronan. That's a good picture of
Master
Master Chief.
Yeah,
With
that's
his
awesome.
fists just clenched like, bring it.
Terry Asepi.
Name all the
one
characters from left
and
to right.
only. I can't.
Neither can I.
Assassin's Creed, Assassin's
Last
Creed,
but
Assassin's
not
Creed.
least, it's the Wheezy Deezy. It's Wheezy Whistle, Monster Hunter. Thank you very much, guys. We'll see you next week. Have a great week. Later.
I wanted to do something.
Oh, wait, he wanted to do something.
We're still here.
Spicy wanted to do something. We're still here.
We're still
Well,
here.
I should have. I didn't set up a button.
We're still here.
Oh, there's no
We're
button.
still here. Don't go away. Don't turn off your phone yet.
Don't turn it off.
Don't hit your hold button.
I'm
Hold
going
on.
to change to the timer button.
Don't hit your hold button.
And then I'm going to go like
Don't
this.
turn it off.
And then
Oh,
I'm
there it
gonna
is.
hit this. Wait,
Don't
is that
don't
what
hit
it is?
anything.
That's Minicam.
There we go.
Oh.
We're going to go out with this.
Oh, okay.
Is that okay?
Oh, yeah, that's good.
We're not going live now. Ignore that. But we are going out with our audio. Love you guys. Thanks for being here.
See you guys. Bye-bye.